Welcome to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. This is one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker,
Patrick Seta,
Luke Young,
and today we've got on Will Feiner from Transplant Productions. Give it up, motherfuckers! Woo! All right, let's start this shit off right. Will is a music promoter in Cincinnati. We'll get into all that on the second half of this. To promote this episode, though, Will posted on his Facebook page that if we could make him vomit, he would, during this episode, during the first half of this episode, he'll donate $50 to the Voice for the Innocent project, which, Will, do you want to break down what that is really quickly before we get into how we're going to make you puke?
So A Voice for the Innocent is a Cincinnati-based charity that benefits survivors of sex crimes and rape. I promoted a metal show benefiting them back in July, and I just thought it'd be a really cool way to, see if you guys can make me do something really gross, So
It sounds like a great charity, but me and Pat and Luke were talking about it, and we were like, man, well, mostly Pat was like, I don't know how the fuck we're going to make this dude puke just watching videos. So it was like, Will didn't really specify the terms on how we could make him puke. We couldn't give him any, like, laxative or Ipecac or
nothing
fucking,
to poison him.
Nothing to fucking poison this man. We can't make him chug a bottle of vodka. But what he did allow us to do is make a disgusting concoction. Now, Pat, you made that. You might want to set that up.
I made this wonderful drink. It is straight from Italy. It's a tradition that's been passed down for generations, and I found it looking through some old books.
Seta family recipe books?
Yeah, it's I call it Seta Nog. That's
Schmegnog?
Schmegnog.
Schmegmog.
Yeah.
Schmegmog, yeah.
So let's just say it's a type of warm-ass milk.
What all did you put into it, Pat? What's the? Do you want to give away your family secret recipe on the air?
No, I couldn't do that. It's a family tradition, dude. Someone's gonna fucking steal that shit.
Will, take a deep whiff of that.
Yeah, take a whiff close to the mic.
I dumped a little beer in there. There's warm milk, some other shit. What,
dude? What's it smell like?
What are you getting? Hints of?
Mostly, it smells like the butter.
The butter. I mean, there's some butter. There's actually quite a lot of butter in there. I have to get the butter in here somehow.
I'm worried curdling has happened in that cup.
Is there any separation at the top of that? Do you have any chunks, like any cottage cheese happening at the top there?
There's definitely a couple of chunks.
Can you take
Lord Jesus
just for us here, Will, for the charity? Will you take the biggest gulp possible of that right now?
That looks like liquid.
The puke
scab.
bag.
Right,
yeah,
hold on.
Puke bag is
silence.
The puke bag is right next to you. Do you need it in your hand?
No.
Does Luke need to open it?
I'll hold it.
He looks confident. He looks way
go.
too confident. Oh, he's taking a fat old
He's
chug.
fucking.
He's putting this thing down. He's
Kill
putting
it.
it down, audio listeners.
Dude, that made me cringe so fucking hard.
What are you
just now.
tasting?
Oh,
Ew.
Well, you
Oh,
definitely
God.
put the vinaigrette in there, didn't you?
It's pickle juice.
you put pickle juice in there too.
So
That's
quite
why
a lot.
it's separating. The vinegar is causing the milk to separate.
There's a little bit of sriracha. Actually, quite a lot of sriracha sauce in there. There's lots of butter. The milk has basically been sitting there in the microwave for about a minute and a half.
When I left you, it was just warm milk and butter. I had no idea you put sriracha and all that shit in there.
I came up the stairs after I let Will in, after I got done smoking, and I'm in there. Pat's like over here like a mad scientist stirring warm milk. He's got the sriracha bottle, and he's just fucking like
When Cody
topping
saw
it
me,
off and shit.
When Cody saw me, I hissed. I don't hiss at people unless I'm like doing some mad scientist shit.
Unless he's disturbed during his
Alchemy. Just let loose.
What did it taste like, Will?
Honestly, definitely it was a little spicy.
Spicy.
Is
Yeah,
it still?
definitely a
Is
little
it still
spicy.
burning?
That's the sriracha. All right, now you've got this. While you've got this churning in your stomach, we've got a plethora of videos to put you through the gauntlet real quick. The gross gauntlet. Let's see what we can get pulled up, Pat. What do we got first?
So we have quite a lot of videos, but my mouse is frozen right now. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. All right,
See what I go through every time I try to produce this show? You guys are over here like, hurry up, Cody. No, click it faster. Like fucking top right video, Cody. Hurry up. And I'm over here like your fucking equipment doesn't work, Pat. What do you want me to do, man?
This sucks. I never knew it was this bad.
It's a pain in the dick, my guy.
I can't even scroll down.
Hold on, let me see it. You're probably doing something wrong.
I'm scrolling it. What?
I had to imagine. I'd imagine Pat's doing something wrong.
Do it.
We need a chicken finger shaped.
All right, Pat, if you go too far to the right, it'll go on the other screen. So just make sure if you can't see your mouse, it's because it's on the wrong side of the screen. Got it now, buddy?
Where is the fucking mouse?
Holy shit.
It disappeared, dude.
Pat, go to the left. Go to
Dude,
the left, buddy.
I work in IT, and this shit is bad.
Maybe it doesn't work this far away from
This
your
is
thing.
bad.
All right, I'll control
I
it.
never knew that it was this bad. I'm so sorry, Cody.
I'll control it.
Holy
All right.
shit.
Is this the first one that you want to get into?
It's not that gross, but we can definitely get in it. It's
Let's work our
very
way up. We
fucking
need
strange.
a slow burn. I don't want him puking in the first 10 seconds of this.
Will just casually sip the drink as if he was enjoying it.
Well, I did put a little beer in there, so hopefully you'll get a little drunk after this, Will.
How's the alcohol content? Can you taste it at all?
It's pretty much 0. I think the pickles and the sriracha are much stronger in the aftertaste.
It's making up most of the flavor profile. If you were to
For
break
sure.
this down like a craft beer, would you be like, there's hints of leather and I'm tasting berries. There's a bit of tartness on the aftertaste. I mean, it wasn't there at the beginning, but anything like that going on?
Definitely some candied pickles for sure.
Dude,
you know.
ew. I don't know how long those pickles have been in there.
Making me hungry.
So this video, let me just set this up. Basically, it's called How to Jurassic, if you want to look this up. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Like, I went deep into YouTube to find this shit. So there's this guy sitting in his kitchen floor in his apartment, I'm guessing, and he's got his bags over his feet. Like he's about to commit a murder or some shit, and he's just sitting on the ground, and he's throwing tons of VHS copies of Jurassic Park into the wall. And let's get into it.
All right. Let's let him talk for a second.
Oh, yeah, he also has a sock puppet to talk into the mic.
Stewart here.
And the sock puppet's the one that's talking.
Don't really have any news.
This is some Alan tutorial shit.
So to set this up for the people that aren't able to like look it up right now, this dude, just like Pat was saying, sitting there on the floor of his kitchen, he's got the sock puppet that's talking. You can hear him talking, and he's throwing old VHS tapes of Jurassic Park in a pile in front of his feet.
I have no news at all, actually.
Where the fuck did he get
But,
all
He's
these?
got a fat old stack, dude. Did you see
Yeah.
that stack?
pretty sadistic,
make a
really.
new video.
What the fuck?
Absolutely no new information whatsoever.
Absolutely no new information whatsoever. All right.
Also, if you can hear in the background, there's like a kazoo or whatever the fuck it is of the Jurassic Park theme song. He went in. So yeah, he's got like 26 fucking tapes of this shit.
It sounds like old like Nintendo Entertainment System music.
Okay.
Yeah, he's breaking all of the huge pile of VHS tapes in front of him with a hammer now.
And then after he gets them busted open, he starts like unwinding some of the tapes.
Fucker. Alright, let's try a pizza roller. Come on. Come on, you fuck. Come on. Come on. You bastard. You fucking...
Go to 6 minutes.
Okay. But first,
Right
he
there.
starts ripping
Come on.
these fucking tapes apart
the
and pulling the
tape.
tape out of them.
There we go.
And
Come
just
on, you
unwinding the
fuck.
magnetic tape.
Holy shit.
Come on.
He's gonna hurt himself.
Dude, this
Just-
dude is insane.
Almost there. Almost fucking there. You fuck. Come on.
And he starts wrapping this magnetic tape around his legs.
Yeah.
His
So
legs are
Ladies and
exposed, but he's
gentlemen.
just got those Kroger's bags, those Kroger plastic bags on his feet while he wraps this tape around his own legs.
he's about to mummify himself. And then things get a little screwy from here that are going to be totally 0 to 100 on the insane factor. So let's play it from right there.
Doing this.
His whole leg is mummified with VHS
I
tape.
think
Could you imagine
Oh,
if he
don't
got
have to tape.
caught on fire right now?
I
Dude,
think
Just
it was-
wait.
that
I've
was
seen this
good
video
enough,
before, so
don't you
just wait
think?
for the payoff.
it's like put him in,
Okay,
yeah,
so
he's
let's
putting himself in his own body bag.
Add
it
some
looks like.
special ingredients.
This is
Okay.
almost
Let's
identical
do some
to Alan
mayo.
tutorial shit.
Let's do some mayo.
think
And
we
he
can
pulls a
use some
mayonnaise
mayo on
bottle
here.
out.
Come on.
Oh my god.
There we go. Yes. Brilliant.
This dude has to be like 45 years old or some shit. Like,
Okay. So now
That's
let's
weird.
do some Frenchie's mustard.
yeah.
I think it's very cute. Okay.
All right, pause.
I'm gonna grab the knife.
Hold
So
on.
basically, what he just did, and that's right, everyone's fucking looking now. Yeah,
Will looked
now it's like, what is
Will
happening?
looks so unimpressed up all the way up to. He's put his hand on his fucking
Yeah.
chin and shit. Like, what did I sign up to do? They're not gonna make me puke. He's over here casually sipping our fucking vomit juice, nothing on his face, and then
This fucking dude just pulled out a big ass fucking knife, a butcher knife. So his leg is wrapped up, both of his legs wrapped up together in this fucking VHS tape. And he's sprayed and covered in with like mayonnaise and mustard.
Mayonnaise.
It looks like a highway road.
So what does he do with this knife? Do you think?
What's your guess, Will, if you had to make one?
I think he's going to slice his lower leg like a sub bun, like a baguette if you were separating it from a meatball hoagie.
It's an interesting prediction. Luke, do you have any predictions as somebody who's also not seen this video yet?
He's gonna take the knife right to between the ankles and then rip it upwards, but he's gonna miss.
Ooh, that makes me cringe just thinking of that.
Imagine hitting the dick and ball like right in the pee hole. Like,
Yeah.
just, like.
Look up How to Jurassic Park if you want to see this.
All right, let's see what happens. I'm curious.
All right, ready, kids? 1, 2, 3. Oh, fuck. Fuck.
Is he just sawing through his leg
hurts.
right now?
That's quite a bit, actually. Well, I seem to have cut
Ketchup.
myself a little bit.
Not ketchup.
But that's okay, because
see.
I don't mind. I don't mind one bit.
He is
Alright,
oozing.
well, hello,
He
blood.
got himself pretty good. All right, guys. So he fucking straight up horror movie fucking stabs into this tape in the middle of his legs and immediately gets himself. And he's like, fuck. It actually hurts quite a bit. And he's like sawing mustard and mayonnaise into his open fucking wound as he like tries to break this tape that he's mummified himself on. Thoughts, Will? Any thoughts right now just from the...
What do you think is going on with this fucking dude?
Maybe he just needs a good hot dog.
A hot dog in warm
It's-
water?
Maybe
I mean, you
he's
would-
not had a good enough hot dog sometime in his life.
He was trying to make his own ketchup, his own hot dog with his legs.
I mean, he's got some mayonnaise or something on there, but he's got the mustard,
Good God.
Maybe he needs some schmegnog. A little schmegnog.
Schmagnog. Pour some schmagmog in that.
How are you? I'm doing well.
Honestly, what fascinates me a lot more about this is the puppet.
I'm doing perfectly
And-
fine. How
yeah.
about you?
His hand is covered
All right,
in blood.
well,
What the fuck?
And
that
he's
seems
wiping
to
it
be
all over the
all the
wall.
time we have for today.
Ooze and blood.
Leaking.
Look at
Ooze
that.
in it.
He did, but I
That's
do
still
like though
bleeding.
that I was able to call
All
what was
right,
gonna
well.
happen.
You both did. But what the fuck? He's
That
wiping it
seems
all
to
over
be
the walls and
All
the
the time we
fridge.
have
That's what
for
sociopaths
today.
do. Or psychopaths, I should say.
Now,
Spelling out
this
the
isn't the
word
only
out.
weird ass video that this guy's done. He has a ton of videos of him just sitting around like locked in cages in the middle of the woods talking to the
What?
puppet. Yeah.
This is Alan tutorial, like in another realm. I need to watch all of these
I
episodes.
think this guy is insane. Like, I think he is a stock. He probably stalked someone.
No shit, Pat. You
I
think
Yeah.
he's
give it like
crazy
a,
after that?
like a 99% guarantee. The guy's clinical.
What's how to play with
Yeah.
the stove? What the fuck?
Oh,
it
no.
looks like he just scorched his
Oh,
fridge.
no.
125 views.
Okay, so he's got the sock puppet in front of one of those fucking element stoves, the ones that electric ones that heat up. See what happens.
There. Today, we're gonna play.
His sock
with one
puppet's
of
got a
my
little hat
favorite
on.
Household objects.
Do you hear the fucking
Oh.
music playing?
Okay, first, we need to turn it on. So we're gonna go over here. Set it
Mr.
on
Sock.
high.
What the
got a
fuck?
deeper
YouTube
voice.
is blocking
And
so
then
much
next
shit, but
step.
they have this shit up.
10 seconds later.
Mom! Mom!
I don't think that's real.
That looks
Mom.
fake.
That's fake. I was
Mommy! Mommy! Please! Please help!
okay.
All right. Well, so it just says 10 seconds later, and it flash cuts to hit, like blood on
Yeah.
the counter and fucking the sock puppet burned up and shit.
He fucking stabbed himself though. That was
That
real
was
as fuck.
real. That was
There was a
very
reason there
real.
was like 60,000 views on that, and there's 125 on this. But yeah, there's other ones where he's just sitting in the woods, talking to himself in the dark ass woods by himself in a dog cage.
I'm gonna watch all of them tonight.
Dude, I hate blood. So that first one, like, Will looks like he took it like a champ, but I'm over here getting queasy. Like, I'm not gonna throw up, but I'm just
Wuss.
like, oh, I fucking hate like watching people open themselves up and then play with
damn.
it. I'm just like, oh god, and you're
Let-
rubbing mustard and mayonnaise
Let's
in
fucking step the gross factor up. Let's get to some sort of bug stuff, some sort of infection or bot fly related,
it. What do we got, Pen?
something
Keep
fucking
going.
foul.
Bobfly harvest?
Well, we
Saving
can go
that
to
for the
the ripped eyelid from a shower curtain.
Good lord.
Well, what sort of stuff makes you like queasy or makes you feel like grossed out? Can we try some of those?
Not too much, so that's kind of why I'm counting on you guys.
Well,
Okay,
I know
fair
that I have videos that are going to make you cringe hard as fuck. And I hope I can get you more milk here on the break. Is that cool if I get you some more milk?
We don't have
I've
to
still
make
got
him.
about a third of a glass here. I'll get it done by the end of this video.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to get some sooner.
All right,
Okay.
let's see what happens on this one. The man's filming his shower. Let's turn the volume on. See what's going on here.
My butthole is so tight.
I know
Dude,
this is gonna be horrible.
This is bad. This is bad.
All right, I'm ready for it. Let's see what Pat's got.
This little hook here just ripped my eyeball.
Oh! I've seen it 1,000 times and it never gets better.
This little hook here just ripped my eyeball.
Pause it.
Okay, so like the entire bottom half of his eye, I guess, got grabbed by this. This isn't bothering me. I don't know what it is. It's just the leaky blood is what bothers me. But the
Will is far as fuck back in his chair. You all right? I mean, it's not that bad.
I'm good.
Bet you never thought about this fear while taking a shower.
Definitely not.
how does this even happen? Like
Well, you're
jerking off
pissing in the shower. You're pissing in the shower, and you slip on your own piss, and then your eye gets caught in the hook. It's as simple as that.
How's your piss more slippery than the water that's already by your feet? Why is the piss making you slip,
You
Pat?
haven't started the shower yet.
Is your piss got butter in it from all the butter you've inserted into your asshole?
This is like the aftermath of all those crazy like late night sales commercials where they like fuck up doing simple shit, like carrying too much stuff, and then like the old white man just throws it everywhere. He just throws his arms up like, is carrying too much stuff hard?
Yeah.
You know, like this is the aftermath. Like, is your shower curtain too complicated? Yeah! He just rips his eyelid off.
Dude, what the
I think
fuck?
honestly, this guy just needed a sliding door. Like
This dude seems like a dum-dum. If you
He
get
could
your
have
fucking
tripped. He could have slipped. I mean, I've slipped in the shower when I was a kid, and I got a scar
and
on
went
my eye.
eyeball hook into the shower hooks.
Fuck no, I wasn't tall enough, thank God.
Like, how do you fucking manage this? I don't get it.
Me
So he
neither.
must. It looks like it ripped like right in that little center part. Not center part. The far part that's right next to your nose, and then it ripped off the bottom half of the eyelid, and it's just hanging there.
I wonder if it like hooked on the inside of his skull, like in the eye socket.
I feel like
and
he's
his
gonna be-
eyeball kind of popped a little bit.
He's gonna be fine though. They just have to sew that part back on. I feel like he'll be good. Like
You-
you're not.
You think you got to be conscious during this surgery?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would pay however much required to put my ass out.
Would you, Will? Would you let someone stitch your eye open, like with your you're conscious looking at this shit, like someone stitch your eyelid together?
I'd probably rather be passed out for that.
I know, but they won't knock you out a lot of the times unless it's for a major surgery. Like, it's a thing. They make you stay awake during a fuckload of surgeries. Like, they'll numb the body and then, like, have you stay awake while they're cutting into your guts and shit. And there's
Or
a
like
little
when they cut your
curtain
head open.
in between you and having your fucking, like, seeing your intestines on the outside of your body. Like, because I guess it's more dangerous to give people propofol. So they try not to knock people out as much as possible now.
Sure.
It's fucking crazy. What's the gnarliest injury you've ever sustained? Like, something really fucked up.
Honestly, like I haven't ever broken a bone.
Really?
Yeah,
me
I've never
either.
broken a bone.
How the fuck?
Yeah.
How did you avoid
I've got
it?
plenty of scars, but
I've gotten a hairline fracture, but I've never broken a bone either.
yeah. I guess I saw my shin bone one day at the grocery store. Yeah, I had a
Ooh.
plastic,
Right into the mic.
I had a plastic pallet. We were ejecting a bale at the loading dock of the store, and basically how that happens is somebody takes a power jack and they push a cardboard bale to the very end
Jesus.
of the dock door, and then they raise it up and push it off, and it falls on its end, and it just kind of falls over. And there's somebody down below, and they're waiting with a pallet
Right.
to throw underneath of it. You know, easy peasy. Do it 100 times, but the guy got the bale twisted, and it fell out kind of sideways, and it basically hit the corner of this pallet and shot it straight at my knee from like 5 feet away.
Ooh.
How many pounds we
So-
talking? How big is this fucking thing?
Those things are easily like 500 pounds.
Just coming
like-
right at your shin all at once?
Well, the bale itself didn't, but it basically hit the pallet and shot the pallet
Oh, okay. Now I
at
see what you mean.
at my shin. Yeah.
You just hit in that metal? Like,
Yeah, it was. Well, it was a wooden pallet. So yeah, I was lucky I didn't get like any splinters in my knee, or I would have had to go to the hospital or something. But
I was just working at like a factory warehouse kind of thing not too long ago, and there were always such like OSHA like things that would just be horrible, like no OSHA restrictions whatsoever on it, and the people could get their fucking their limbs smashed by like things getting rolling over. It's just so dangerous in those places. Fuck, have you ever like heard of that? Because
yeah.
I've heard of people like getting their
OSHA
legs completely
violations?
smashed.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, dude, I've had all kinds of friends that have had like fucked up gnarly injuries. Like growing up, my dad was a machinist, and I would go into his shop over at Positrol or whatever, and he'd be like, "Go shake hands with Dave," just to fuck with me, and I'd be like, "What's up, Dave?" and go to shake Dave's hand, and he comes at me with a mutant fist of fucking gnarled fucking missing fingers, and I was like, "Ah!" like scream, yelled in his face, and he was like, "What? Like what's wrong?" And then my dad's over there laughing with his buddies because he's a fucking asshole. Apparently, he had got this is why you don't wear gloves in a machine shop a lot of times. Like they would rather have metal splinters in their hands than wear gloves. Because when you wear gloves and you're working like lathes or something like that, which is it's like a bar that spins basically, and then you can put a like some type of cutting tool to like take chunks out of that spinning piece in a completely like circular fashion. Well, if a glove gets caught in that, it pulls your fucking fingers in there and chews them up until they're just a gnarled mash of fucking skin and bones. This dude lost like he had like this missing. He had like 2 fingers left, and the 2 that were left had big chunks missing and like giant gnarled scars all the way down his hands. I had another buddy just recently was working in this like it's not a factory, but it's like a shop where they refurbish cylinders, and they're running some sort of drill, and he had fucking gloves on. Same reason, he was tired of getting metal in his hands and shit like that, and taking an earth magnet and pulling them out at the end of the day because that shit hurts. So he started wearing gloves against the advice of everyone, and sure enough, the fucking glove takes it and fucking like starts to chew up one of his fingers, and like didn't take any fingers off or anything, but could have very easily. So yeah, I've heard about shit like that happening all the time. That's actually one of the old guests that had that happen, Daniel Parker.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so he was the one with the gloves on that got
Jesus
it fucking
fucking
caught.
Christ.
His hand got all fucked up for a couple days.
I once worked at a warehouse, and they would talk about safety violations that happened in all their warehouse locations daily. And they would say, we've gone this many days without this accident. And one day I come in and they go, we had a death in Florida. I go, what are you talking about?
Smashed.
It was one of the self-automated forklift drivers came right through on a track. Guy wasn't paying attention walking through, gets fucking impaled by it. And it's automated, so it just keeps on going, pins him to the wall.
Oh, Jesus.
Man's dead.
That's a bad way to die.
It's a terrible way to die.
All those fucking things are terrible. You ever seen like videos of people getting sucked up into aircraft engines? What the fuck is that?
Their tie gets caught inside the thing, and they just go head first.
No
into
kidding.
it.
Dude, that's like a nightmare.
It's a super nightmare. Luke works around airplanes all fucking day long.
It's
have you
awful.
ever,
Have they told
you
you
ever
about
heard
this?
about anything like that happening?
No, but we'll see new people like walk right up real close to the engines as soon as we parked them while they're still running, and you'll see their safety vests get like pulled towards. And they're
Holy
just walking
shit.
by casually. Like if you jump right now, there could be an issue.
Right? Like, what are you doing standing a foot away from this thing that fucking takes a plane full of people and puts it 20,000 fucking feet up into the sky? Like, don't you think those things are a little bit powerful?
What about all those crazy
Stand next
people?
to 'em.
Those crazy
Stupid.
people that sit where the planes are landing or taking off, and they allow the fucking plane jets to knock them completely out, like make them fly. You ever heard of this?
No, but we're
Look
about
up,
to watch a video of it. What do you mean?
I wish I could explain that better. I feel like I'm explaining shit horribly tonight. But look up. I don't know how to look this up, man.
I do. Don't worry, Pat.
Okay.
Just keep talking while I don't have things to say.
Dead air.
Blows people away.
So, Will, tell
Or
us.
don't keep
Hey,
talking.
so
It's
I
cool.
remember reading about a story one time about a guy getting caught in an industrial-sized laundry dryer.
What?
And he died that way, basically, like being incinerated because it's so hot in those things. you know?
God. Dude, I used to work at a hotel with one of those big ass fucking things. Like, if you got caught in there, you're dead. Like, that thing's fucking huge. And you can't really fucking push it open because there's like a big, like, bonk. You have to, like, turn a fucking
It's only
lever.
you can open from the outside.
You're just fucked if you're in it. How do you fall in, though?
how
Like,
did it sounds like someone committed murder.
how do you would have to, it has to be fully closed and somebody from the outside has to, like, turn it on. I don't understand how that's a malfunction.
Murder. It sounds like murder.
Unsolved mysteries of the bastard sermon.
Which one of these?
I don't know. Just pick any one of them.
Extreme jet blowing people away at Maho Beach. If you guys want to look that shit up. Oh, thank God.
Thanks, Forza.
Thanks, loud advertisements. Nothing better than that.
You know what I find uninteresting in video games? Racing games.
Yeah, they are boring as fuck.
I love racing games. You guys can both die.
What are you playing?
Boring.
But what are you playing?
I mean, like Forza. Forza's dope. What do you mean, Dirt? You never played the Dirt games and dug it?
Nah, I never played them.
Boring.
All right, so this plane's going to take off. Dude's filming it.
It looks like a 777, maybe bigger.
Okay, so there's a fuckload of people behind this like barbed wire fence, just standing right next to it and shit. And this
What the
huge
fuck?
fucking plane is about to take off. Let's see what happens.
I wonder.
Yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen next. All these rednecks are about to go fucking hurtling into the rocks below.
They're fucking idiots.
This is the dumbest
They're
shit.
fucking dumb.
Look
dude.
at what's behind them. Just
Water.
death. Just water and fucking hard rocks. Dumbasses. All right, I can't wait to see them all die at once. It's blowing the ocean back.
Well, I was expecting people to fly like 100 feet.
When you work at the airstrip that I do, and you're doing ground coordinating work, when you're underneath the plane while it's active before it takes off, and you're talking to the pilots.
How tight's your butthole in that?
It's
moment?
not very, because you hope that the pilots are conscious of their job.
Is your dick in combat mode, like all sucked inside your body, like ready to fight a bear and shit?
No, it's old hat, but they tell you, like, if they ever ignore you and they just fucking go, they just ignore the marshaller and everything, y'all, you just lay down, because one way or another, the jet blasts are going to push you down and hurt you. So just lay down and try to take the brunt of it.
That's a fucked way to do your job.
Yeah, well, if you
Jesus.
try to run left or
fuck?
right, you could get clipped by the engine, and yeah, so you just kind of lay down and just take it.
What's the worst work hazards that you have to deal with in your line of work, Will? Like a mosher jumping off the stage, or fucking somebody throwing a guitar
Oh, I
at your
know
head?
some horrible shit has happened. Come on.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like, I mean, honestly, I've never had like a horror scenario at a show, luckily enough. Definitely haven't had to deal with that. Definitely through the years of working in the grocery store, you obviously deal with a lot of things. People do some really dumb things, you know, work hazards. Almost had a pallet of beer tipped from about 20 feet in the air on top of me one time. That was pretty sweet. You know, you're sprinting away from like,
That's
you know,
insta-death.
easily probably like 1,000 pounds of natural light. You know, it's
Good God.
it's like, is this the way I'm gonna end? You
I
know?
had a moment like that.
natty light. My demise.
I thought this was gonna go a different way. One day in the hospital, alcoholism got me finally. But yeah, dude, I had a moment like that where I saw my whole life flash before my eyes. I was working in this truck shop when we were.
Did
working
you
on,
really
like,
though?
It wasn't like flash before my eyes, but I just like my whole
Alright, so
thing
you're
was
lying.
like, fuck you, Luke. So my whole thing was like, okay, I'll just set it up from the beginning. I was working at this truck shop, working on like Mack trucks and like semis, Kenworths, and like replacing brakes on them and putting new pancake things on there and fucking doing welding work and whatnot. And it's a pretty dangerous fucking place to work because it's just some redneck, his redneck friends, and his kids that just got out of jail, and those are the employees. And me, who has no fucking knowledge of any of this stuff. I'm just taking brakes off a semi, like, don't know how to do any of this. They're just giving me giant fucking machinery that's the size of me, and it takes two of us to lift it up, and we're taking these giant fucking bolts off tires and shit. Something bad was gonna happen eventually. And this one week, I was working at the hotel and at this truck shop at the same time, and like I would go from the hotel and then go straight to work. So I'd be exhausted. I'd be working 8 to 10 hour days at the hotel, go fucking work another 8 to 10 hours there, and then sleep for 4 hours, wake up and do it all again, like 6 days a week and shit. So I'd be tired all the time. I don't know how to operate any of this machinery. I don't really know what I'm doing. And there's just hazards left and fucking right. Like they had fucking wild like pit bulls in the shop that had like attacked people, and they had like the
What?
pit bulls were in the
Jesus
shop
fucking
that they let
Christ.
live there because they used to like live in this dude's motorcycle shop and attack people that would break in, and it like killed one of them had killed somebody, so they had
What?
to get it the fuck out of there so that the dog wasn't put down. And this dog, when we were under trucks, would come up to you and snarl at you, and I'd just look at it and look at my wrench, and I'd be like, I don't think I'm gonna get to the wrench fast enough to fucking defend myself. So there's hazards like this all the fucking time. And one day I get there and fucking Horton's over here like, hey man, I just got myself a fucking bobcat so we can get some of this scrap. He's got like fucking giant like trunnions, fucking old scrap metal all over the back of the shop and fucking like heavy ass shit. And he's got this Kenworth dump truck that he's going to fill the dump bed up with and have them towed off so he could sell it off for scrap. And he's going to use this bobcat with a big bucket on the front of it. It looks kind of like a bulldozer, but it's smaller. And it's got this big yellow bucket, and we were going to take chains and attach the chains to the bucket of the bobcat and tie them to like the big trunnions so that he could pick it up and then put it into the bed of the dump truck. And we're doing this like for probably about an hour. I've been chaining shit up all day. I'm chaining up fucking several transmissions and all this other shit so that he could get it in there. And we get over to like one of the last like trunnions. The trunion's like it's part of the, I don't know if it's a trunnion or an axle, but it's basically like part of the frame of the truck and part of the drive shaft that was still connected and the fucking like where the back tire is attached to.
Yeah,
And I'm underneath this thing, And it's important to explain what it is, because if I just say trunnion, you can't fucking assume everybody's
I don't know what
gonna
the fuck
Luke,
a
you son of
trunnion
bitch.
is.
So I'm sitting there with my head on the bar of this fucking, like, it's like the frame of a giant truck, and I've got my head on it, and there's the bucket above my head like this, and I'm taking these chains and I'm strapping the chains up and under, and his fucking redneck son's behind me, fresh out of prison and shit, and he's got his fucking fingers on my belt loops in case something bad happens. He can pull me out really fast. Well, he has to direct his dad, so he takes his fingers out of the belt loops, and he's like trying to tell his dad to lift the bucket up, like go up and shit like that. But Horton didn't see his hands, and he thought that he was waving like his thumb up, like you're good, you're good. So next thing I know, this whole Bobcat bucket clamps down on my head and starts pressing my head.
Holy shit!
And I'm going in between Bobcat, like right here on the top of my head, and then the front of my face is being like smashed into the bar of this fucking axle trunnion, or this the frame of this like trunnion. And then next thing I know, fucking Joe grabs me all of the back of me and pulls me the fuck out. And then like the second I get pulled out, the Bobcat bucket completely goes all the way down. And I was like, I almost just died. And I just looked at that and like I just had like this weird moment of like, it was like panic, but calm panic, where I'm just sitting there like, did I just almost die? And then fucking Joe starts screaming, shut the fucking truck off, and he jumps up onto the side of the Bobcat bucket, jumps around to the side, opens the truck up, grabs his dad by the throat, and jumps out of the truck with his dad on his fucking hand by his throat, and he like throws him down on the ground. He's like, you almost fucking killed Cody. And he was like, man, I thought you were telling me it was all right. What do you mean? He ain't fucking dead. What are you worried about? Get back to work, pussies. I was like, I just almost died. I'm going to go home now. And then they were like, nah, if you want to get paid today, man. I was like, fuck, I don't want to get paid today. Don't worry. Like, I ain't getting there ain't no insurance for this.
Did
ain't
you
no
hurt?
Fucking workman's comp. I'm getting paid under the table. Nobody even knows I'm here. If I die, they could bury me in the shady neighborhood that we're in. They'll never know and shit.
So did the pressure hurt your head? Like, did you feel it? Like,
I felt
what
the pressure.
What goes through your head in that moment?
I'm gonna die right now. This is a weird way to die. I wish that it didn't have to end like this. I'm not even 21 yet. Those are all the thoughts that happened all at once. I was like, I'm gonna die now. I'm not even 21. Like, I fucking have barely lived my life.
Why the fuck were you working at such a piece of shit, scary ass place at such a young age? You goddamn maniac.
So there was another time that we were in the back of one of these Mack trucks.
That doesn't answer my question.
What was up with the dog
There's
that
a
killed
whole
someone?
other story that's gonna last 10 minutes. Just give me why.
So
Yeah.
the dogs,
Fuck.
they would use the dogs, like the chew toy for the dog was a brick, and they would throw the brick, and the dog would go chasing
Wait,
after the brick.
the dog's
and
toy was a
fucking-
brick?
It was a brick, and the dogs would go and grab the brick and tear this brick to shreds. By the time that they were done with it, it was turning into a little nub or whatever the fuck.
Will, do you
Why
need
was I
more-
working there for money, Luke? Why do you work anywhere for fucking cash?
I would rather flip fucking burgers than sit there and look over my shoulder at a fucking pit bull while working at metal.
I was gonna make an extra $1,000 a week flipping burgers, fella.
Yeah, but your head almost got smashed.
Oh, and I almost got electrocuted to death in the back of a Mack truck.
Totally
Also.
worth $1,000 a week.
Yeah. Well,
Or what did you say?
$1,000 a week with my
Construction's
income.
good money,
Whatever.
man.
Yeah, I mean, almost getting killed is they'll pay you a lot for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, he was pretty old, right?
I mean, he was like in his 50s or whatever.
Yeah. Old
Jesus.
bastard.
God
He
damn.
was a piece of shit sort of person.
What made you
Yeah,
leave?
I'd say.
What made me leave, Pat? Well, do you
No,
want me
I
to tell you
mean-
like 16 more stories of me almost dying, and then you can
Well,
figure out
but you
why I
dealt with
left?
enough experiences to die several times. Like,
I got
what
to
made
a-
you want to stay?
I got
that
to a
whole
point
time?
where I almost had to kill this man, so I was like, well, time to leave.
I would have left the moment strange dogs were showing up and growling at me at my workplace.
He was like an old racist man that would scream like racial epithets all day long, and that was annoying. And then fucking on top of that, like he's a hillbilly playing fucking like the shittiest music through the shop all day long. There's dangerous dogs, dangerous equipment, shady people. I'm getting paid under the table. I don't know if they're just gonna leave and go to Indiana at any moment, and I'm not gonna see all the money that I just worked for. He's a fucking violently angry fuck, just pulling guns out and all this crazy shit all the time. So figured, what, time to get out of here. Like, this isn't the best place to stay forever.
You know what? McDonald's will never leave you wondering if they're going to pay you or not 2 weeks, okay, bud? So I would take that into consideration next time.
Well, now I've got a better job than McDonald's, Luke, but thanks for your confidence in my ability to make money.
I'm
All
just
right,
saying.
we got off topic. Do you want to still try to make
let's
Will
do
throw
this.
up and shit?
Let's do this.
Let's get back to it.
Dude, what the fuck, though? Those stories are interesting. Let's do,
Will,
go down.
You've just about finished this beverage, haven't you?
This
Yeah.
one?
I saw you cringe a little bit.
It's getting worse the longer it sits. It's
Here-
hard to
here
drink.
Don't
is
let it
a-
get warm, fella.
Here's some...
Oh, it's warm. He microwaved it.
Ew, this
We got
is
stuff for you.
Oh,
Yeah, this is fucking gross.
Do we need volume for this one, Pat?
Fuck it, why not? Yeah, let's hear what's going on. Oh my god, it's like worse every time I see it.
I gotta go less full screen because it's harder to see.
Okay, so
What the fuck is that?
Listeners, this is a very infected mouth with what seems to be some sort of larva infested in the mouth wound.
Dude, what the fuck is going on here?
Oh shit!
Yes, these are worms.
Whoa!
It's worse.
Okay. So the inside of this person's mouth, they're lifting it open, and he's got the gnarledest ass teeth ever. On the sides of his cheeks and on the tops and bottoms of his gums, there's like a whole festering colony of fucking bacteria, wounds, and maggots crawling through this man's fucking gums and teeth. Let's keep
What's
watching.
amazing is alive. Like his head almost kind of looks like puffed up and bigger than normal. Like I noticed that when it first cut in, that the side of his face looked abnormally large.
Yeah.
It's like how many of them can there be in there?
He's gonna
Yeah.
die
How?
soon. There's no live. You're
How?
not living. Like you're gonna die
They're
soon.
gonna get in the brain if they're not
If they're
already.
not already.
Yeah.
Dude, how are you taking this with the fucking milk that I made you? I'm gonna puke.
How did they get there? How did they get there?
Are you really gonna puke, Pat?
No, it's making me want to gag though.
It's all around everything.
I can't even fucking watch this, and I found this thing.
They have to be feasting on the gums and teeth.
Dude, that's some
Have to be.
gingivitis.
Can you imagine just feeling them like
Bad.
wriggling through your mouth on the insides? What's wrong, Will? You're looking a little lightheaded.
Was that tough
I'm
to watch?
Great over here. I'm great over here. Yeah.
Dude, that was tough as fuck to watch.
All right, let's see what
Yeah,
else.
watching all those maggots crawl around kind of felt
Can we
like
watch
the way
it
my
again?
stomach feels at the moment. You know.
Is it boiling? What do you got going on internally right now?
What's the taste in your mouth?
You got the shit gurgles?
not good?
Would you like some water?
No,
More
I'm gonna weather
schmagnog?
this. Yeah, definitely no more
We-
schmagnog.
After the first break, we'll give you some water. If we can't make you puke after the first break, we'll get you a nice fat old cup of beer, water, or something.
All right, on to either rewatch this or on to the next one.
On to the next one. Another gross challenge, Pat? Is this
What
one worth
is
it?
this?
I don't know.
Well, I put every single one I could on here.
Oh, it's a zip popping video.
This is a really, really bad. Oh no, I've seen this. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. I've seen this.
Luke, you have to watch it. We're making our guests
Got a good
watch
beat.
it. Okay. So what's happening is this dude has a toothbrush right next to some tweezers next to a fat old zit on his leg, and as he squeezes it, it looks like he's just like squirting Dijon mustard out onto the toothbrush. Let's see what happens next.
Watch it, Will.
Will, come on.
Got me with the Dijon mustard comment. That was pretty funny.
Dude, that makes me think of the consistency of your schmegnog.
Toothpaste, of course.
That's like
love the
wet
I love the
toothpaste.
fucking beat playing in the background though. The
There's
beat
blood.
sounds good.
I don't see it going in anybody's mouth.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Jesus. Bro.
Dude, I'm gagging for real.
There's no way that's real though. It's gotta be that they took that video and then like she put toothpaste. Please let it be that she tricked the camera.
Dude.
All right, so the camera turns around from the leg, and it's this girl, and she's actually got pearly whites, and she's kind of pretty, and she like opens her mouth, and like it just goes all over her teeth and her mouth. Please let this be a setup. Oh God, we gotta see it again. Hold on,
I
one more
really
time.
think I might vomit this episode.
One more
man.
time. You guys ready? Hold on.
Oh, it's like like hanging off of her teeth.
Those are the things we missed the first time. Let's see it again so that we get all those little intricacies.
It doesn't have toothpaste
Look.
consistency.
Dude,
It's hanging off of her teeth.
Oh, she even gets it in her back
Bro,
gums,
she's
you
getting
know?
it. She's getting the molars.
ugh.
She's got good dental hygiene. I mean,
I want to spit so bad.
Ew, dude, it's
I
bad.
want to spit so bad.
I have such a bitter taste in my mouth right now.
let's keep going. Let's see if we can make this worse.
Keep
Tsunami
going
hits
up.
Palu. Man, that's not.
Are we watching
Tonsil
that?
Oh,
stone.
here we go.
What's a tonsil stone?
We're about to all find out together.
If you still have tonsils, you can
So,
get tonsil stones.
I found a
and they're-
subreddit-
They're white rocks that like fit in the cavities in your tonsils.
Is that what they are?
Yes.
I've
How
always
do you
been
get
curious.
them out
I
normally?
still have tonsils. Well, I mean, I don't. You can either go get them surgically done, or I don't know if they disappear or not.
So, have you all have your tonsils removed?
I have my tonsils
not.
still.
I have mine.
I still have my tonsils in mine.
Do
Mine are
you?
removed.
Yours are gone.
What's that like?
Now, Will, does it help you
I was
like?
pretty small. I was pretty little.
Oh, you don't
when that
remember?
happened.
Does it help you like suck dick better than before you like? Can you get more dick down in the back?
It
Because
just
I get
it's more
every
about
time,
technique than space, man.
Oh my god!
Because every
dude.
time for me, it's always a gag fest. But I mean, I feel like if I could get those tonsils removed, I mean, I could get more dick into the back of my throat.
Good God.
Oh
Ugh.
no!
Why did those
What the
pop
fuck?
out? Why did those pop out like that? They look like chewed up tiny pieces of gum.
That one's not as bad as the last two that we watched, but it looks like he's popping a zit on the inside of his tonsils. He reaches all the way back and presses.
Oh,
No, well, not only that, but that
yeah,
person's
that's
it's in their
gross.
mouth. They're gonna be eating that. They're gonna either spit it out or eat it. It's gonna be a taste either way.
One more
Ugh.
again. One more again.
Ugh.
Dude,
Wasn't that nice?
wait, why is it called a stone if it's just like this fluid?
Maybe it's like
It's fucking disgusting.
maybe it's like gritty fluid. I don't know. Can we get one of our listeners to mail us a tonsil stones and maybe we could
Yeah.
have Will try it on the next episode?
Yeah.
Having
let's
good
go back.
ideas.
Close
Having good
these.
ideas. All right.
All right.
Ripped eyelid.
Oh,
Botfly?
botfly. That's a classic.
Entomologist
wait, is
lets
this the
a
worst one?
botfly larva nest in his skin for 2 months so he can know the feeling of birthing another being.
No, wait. Is this the worst one, or do we have?
Hey, it could be.
Whatever the
Sounds
worst
like a
one is,
Terrible.
Let's go
reason.
to the
Yeah.
King Ass Ripper.
Let's do the King Ass Ripper first. This one.
There's a couple other ones, I think, but I'm not sure.
Footless.
Old reliable.
Old reliable.
So, do you know who this guy is? Will?
You ever heard of King
I have
Ass
no
Ripper?
idea, but I want to find out.
He is the grossest man alive. Pretty sure it's a whole fetish thing that he's doing, but basically he goes online and he just eats ridiculous amounts of food with a shit ton of mayonnaise. He'll sit in his car, hot ass car, with his shirt off, eating an 8-pound chicken. It's honestly disgusting. And he'll be like burping the whole time, slapping his gut, and he's got like no teeth. And he'll do this with like pizzas and all other shit.
And
Pancakes.
mayonnaise is one of the most disgusting things ever. You saying
Yep.
it's like his thing?
His
is
beverage.
mayonnaise?
It's
like
oh
his
my God.
Beverage is mayonnaise.
So this video, it may not make you vomit, but
This might
it's-
be the one that gets me. I hate mayonnaise with a fiery passion.
Well, he's
Get
not
the
eating-
mayonnaise and pancakes video.
This
Okay.
is more of like it's just funny and it's gross at the same time.
Credit to your mom's house for finding
Yeah.
this gem of a human being.
It's 5.5 minutes long.
I can only assume all the tears in his underwear were developed from his farts.
You can see the brown in his underwear get browner as he farts.
Nuh-uh.
You see it? I don't know if it was the shadows on the camera.
Dude, he's got some serious skid mark action.
God damn. Oh, shit.
Dude, he holds this shit in all day until he gets home. He gets home, he comes in the door, and he's turning on the camera. He's like, all right, gotta get my tidy whities on. And just fucking farts. All right, what are you pulling up? Okay.
This is one of
Pancakes?
my favorite King Ass Ripper videos, and if you're saying mayonnaise is your weak point, this may be it. He eats a stack of flapjacks
Yeah.
with mayonnaise as a substitute.
Or what about 3 pounds of mayo-loaded baked bean fries? How
Let's
does that
do it.
make your stomach feel, Luke? Or have you ever seen that one, Luke?
No,
Oh,
Let's
let's go to
pull
that
it
one.
up.
I have
Alright.
it. That
We
one's
can do both of them.
14 minutes long. Good God.
Gross glow.
37.
Well, he's missing
Fucking my
teeth, so
own
there's
baked
a good
bean,
start.
chili fried glutton plate.
This guy,
He likes to
Look
call
at all
himself a
them fucking
gluttonous
things.
beast.
Yeah. He has a regular job, just so you know.
And this is in like a normal family house, which has been pointed out by 1,000 different people. Like there's like pictures of family members hanging up. Like everything seems clean and well organized. And this big fucking slob's in here eating baked bean mayo fries. Let's see how he creates this concoction.
All over the fucking fries. Big ass massive mountain of fucking beans and fries. And it's not done yet. Ha.
Ha.
Not until I fucking slop some big ass whoops of mayonnaise on it.
This man's living in a trailer. Look at this room.
This.
Dude, this is fucking.
Is he doing the whole thing?
Fuck yeah.
fucking.
He just answered
for you.
A fucking half pound of mayonnaise on that motherfucker.
Don't look away, Will.
Yeah,
Come on,
it's
it's
all going
important.
in this big ass fucking gut. Yeah, look at that. Fucking
Fucking.
fuck.
Always in the whitey tighties.
Yeah, look at that.
Fucking ha.
Ooh. Here we go.
Go back to that slap on the belly. That was comical.
Here we go.
It didn't even sound real.
Ooh. Here we go. I'll use a fork. Ha ha ha.
He's gonna eat it with his fingers.
Dude, he's getting off to this shit. Like, he has a family, you think?
He's getting a chubster.
He's a fucking monster.
He's a fucking caveman.
Straight up Neanderthal.
Yeah.
100%.
I wonder if he like goes to family events and he eats like this.
He's the uncle you don't leave around all the fucking like younger cousins and nephews. You don't trust him to watch them.
Will, how much money to make out with him with a mouthful of baked bean fucking mayonnaise fries?
How much money?
How
He's
much
also
money
got-
to make out with
to
that?
make out with King Ass Ripper in that state? Like he's, I'll get in this big ass fucking gut, goddamn.
I mean, I guess there'd have to be specifications about the makeout. You know, like
Let's say-
time,
here you
tongue, 30 seconds.
tongue, 30,
like,
30
sec-
seconds.
like-
a long time.
Like
my
you're getting underneath, like in his, like where the other dude had maggots. You're getting in that region,
Yeah.
getting some of the mayonnaise and baked beans out of there real
You
good.
know, tonsil stones.
Scraping. You're doing a scraping with your tongue in his mouth.
You
I
could
was
get
gonna say $100,000, but now I'm thinking higher.
100 grand.
$100,000 for like
Well,
a 10
let me
second
ask you this.
makeout.
100
Like
grand.
I could do that.
Bro, I'll go
Would-
I'll go $5 grand.
You
I need
said
$5 grand.
100
I'll pay
grand?
my car off right now. $5 grand. Like I'm getting this bitch paid off. I'm gonna have a couple hundred left over to upgrade my computer. I got some fucking spending money. Like yeah, $5 grand. What the fuck? 100 grand. You're talking about a house to make out with him? It's not like he took a shit on the ground and you got to eat it.
He took a shit in his
that.
mouth.
Would you rather, early man to man, would you rather make out with this man for 24 straight hours or would you rather have sex with your mom?
I'd rather make out with him for 24 hours.
Oh shit!
Like,
I'm pretty sure I could like find my piece somewhere in the back of my brain where I wasn't paying attention anymore. You know,
You might get PTSD from it.
You
though.
know, like, yeah, maybe. It'd
Yeah,
be
this
worth
is
it.
horrible.
like every time you see mayonnaise at Kroger's, you just start crying for no explainable reason.
Is this
and
man
you
all right?
can't remember. Like you've repressed it. You don't remember. Every time you see Miracle Whip or Mayo, you just start weeping.
I'm sure after he's done, he would have to sit in a hot shower in fetal position and just cry.
Why? Why am I
me?
like this?
Forbidden love.
What if you found out that it like turned you? Like by hour 3, you're getting like super turned on for no reason.
Yeah, you're starting to masturbate with it. Let's play some more.
Let's go back to let's do the one,
The one.
the pancakes,
The pancake.
one that Luke talked about originally.
It gets real fucking.
Oh, no.
gross.
Oh, wait, we gotta go back. We gotta go back.
Ooh,
It's
I must have been.
important.
I must got.
Oh yeah,
watching
he
this.
chugs gravy as his beverage for this.
Yeah, so he's got sausage gravy in a can, the pre-made sausage gravy as a beverage, stack of fat ass pancakes with mayonnaise and syrup all over it.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
Full of fucking syrup and fucking mayonnaise.
Aw.
26 fucking mayonnaise, syrup drenched pancakes going in my fucking gut. Ha 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 ha.
Can we find the one where he's eating the 8-pound chicken after this? Because
He-
that's a classic.
Fucking
I don't know- I don't
devouring
think
all
it's an
these
8-pound
goddamn
chicken, it's a
pancakes and
bucket of
fucking
KFC.
mayonnaise right now. 26
This is the one that almost made Joe
motherfuckers
Rogan throw up
going in
on
this
his
fucking
podcast.
beast-ass tank.
Oh, you watch this too?
He was like, because Tom Segura was on a while ago showing him this video specifically, and Rogan was like, dude, I hosted Fear Factor, but I'm like watering at the mouth watching this. Like, it's making me like disgusted. Well, let's just see what this is. Where does he get to the can?
Ooh,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
start from the top. Number 3. Ha ha ha. Oh,
I love that
and
laugh.
from the mayonnaise on smeared on the fucking pancake. Oh.
That's mayonnaise soaked bread.
So if he has a family, like, he's got a very limited time frame to like make these videos.
I want to get to his drink.
Ew,
Fuck,
dude.
does he pull the drink out?
This is a foul human being.
Hold on, where's the can?
That
He cracks
last bite
it.
that he took was literally entirely mayonnaise. And he's just slapping his gut the whole time.
He's licking it off his dirty shirt. You see that? He's
oh,
like,
there's
that's his jack off
glops
shirt.
of mayonnaise on that shitty wife beater. Like,
see the armpit stains? There we go.
Got some fucking
Ensure.
Ensure here.
Oh, it wasn't-
Adding more
this isn't
fucking
the sausage
carbs and
gravy one.
calories to my fucking gluttonous pig out.
My gluttonous pig out.
Dude. What the fuck?
Fucking shake.
Ew.
Cheers.
God fucking damn this disgusting.
Human being. He's so fascinating. What a fascinating creature.
And the shirt that he's wearing, it looks like he had to have fell asleep in the woods for like a week straight for it to look like that.
Dude, he's had that shirt for years, probably. Yeah,
Is your dollar amount going up or down after seeing this video?
or you can have sex with your mom.
Good God. So
Holy
fucking foul.
shit. All right. We can't make him puke with the king.
Here.
Let's see if we can do it with a botfly.
Yeah, let's do
You
it.
wanna do that one?
Let's do it, dude.
But
Botflies are so fucking gross.
So far, I feel like such a shitty podcast. It's like we can't make him puke at all. We can't even make him like really look away from the screen. The worst thing that we've shown you so far is
Do we
like
need to, like,
mayonnaise.
By far, this stuff is really gross. Like, by far more gross than what I would look at a normal day.
Like
for
what you were
sure.
expecting to see.
Yeah.
Is this hitting
Most
the
days I
level-
watch music videos or documentaries, you know. This is like...
Happy stuff.
Didn't you say you had some gross like stories written down or something? Like what was the thing that you said was like gonna gross you out before the show started?
If we're gonna dive into stories, shouldn't that be the?
That'll be the second.
Yeah,
That'll
yeah.
be the
yeah.
second.
So
Sorry,
this botfly isn't going to play here. We got to do another. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay, so do you know what a botfly is, Will?
No, I don't know
I can
exactly.
explain exactly what it
Educate.
is.
Awesome.
Okay, so a botfly, it cannot impregnate you with the larva itself. Okay, it can't. So what it does is it hijacks a mosquito and it impregnates it with its eggs. And when the mosquito lands on you and takes a bite from you, the eggs then leave its mouth into you, and then it stays there and it grows and it lives and it gets big and gross. It's like a
Eats your
really
muscle
fucked
tissue.
up looking pimple almost. It gets cystic looking, and then it comes out.
So where exactly do these
South
things
America.
inhabit?
You get them in
Like,
South America.
specifically what part, so I can make sure to
You
never
can get
go
'em in
there?
Never
America,
ever
too.
go there.
Probably
yeah.
like like south as fuck. You know, you can probably get them, but they are brought. It's quite common sometimes to get these things, but they're just big ass flies, and they just have this fucking messed up thing. So when they bite you and infect you, or the mosquitoes infect you, basically they have to eat your muscle tissue to grow, and they get as big as like your fucking thumb. They're gigantic.
They
Yeah, I
hook
know
their
somebody
way out,
posted a
too.
video in the group, the Bastard Sermon group on Facebook, of one coming out of somebody's leg. I think it
that's
was.
Yeah.
This one is in a neck, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah, this is a
man.
different one.
That was.
It
It's
says
tough.
warning: once you watch it, you cannot unwatch it. You
That is
ready for
very
this,
true.
Will?
Absolutely.
All right, let's see what we can do. I've never seen this either, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
I've avoided watching this. This is my first time watching it, but
Okay,
it
so
was-
there's-
Summer, I traveled to the country of Belize.
I love
in
how videos
Central
always start with
America.
something obvious. Once you watch it, you
Well,
can't
a little bit.
unwatch it.
Like,
I'm
duh. Yeah, that's how every video works, even if it isn't
Signed up for
fucking
this.
gross.
Once you learn this, you cannot unlearn this.
Like, oh, no shit.
No, thanks.
Is that how facts work? So they're going to Belize, where John McAfee's murdered people.
Spent about a week in its
Factual.
beautiful rainforests, photographing its flora and fauna.
Fear.
Okay, you took some photos, dude.
The problem was that the place was thick with mosquitoes. When I came home, I realized that some of my mosquito bites were not really healing. I also noticed that something was living in them.
Oh, I love the music. This is not
I
gonna be
had
good.
the human
That's why you
botfly.
always pick at your wounds, kids.
Botflies
You
are
always
interesting
pick at
animals.
them.
Dermatobia hominis. All right.
We get them from mosquitoes, and the mosquitoes get them from a female botfly, who catches a mosquito, lays eggs on it, and then lets it go. When a mosquito bites you, the heat of your body causes the eggs to hatch, and then the tiny larvae drop onto your skin. The easiest way to remove a botfly is to use a suction venom extractor.
We're learning stuff today.
Botflies are not particularly serious
These are crazy.
parasites, but they can occasionally be painful. Mine was, and so I decided to remove it.
Okay, so he's got this like suction extractor, and it looks like a syringe with a suction cup on the end.
Yeah.
He puts it over where he's got the botfly like mark, and he presses down and then pulls up so that I guess the suction causes them to come out.
Those things are originally meant for like, let's say, snake bites or things like that. Or
You can't. That can't be true. 'cause
It's a venom
You
extractor.
can't
That's
suck
exactly,
venom out of a wound. That's not how it
well,
works.
that's what it
It's
is.
a myth.
That's
a total
exactly
myth.
what that's made for.
But that's not how it works.
Oh well. Anyways, go on.
It's not a nipple,
Once it's in there, you
but the
fucked.
warble, the place where the
Need
botfly
anti-venom.
larva lives in the skin. After a few minutes of suction, the larva was mostly out, and I pulled it out completely with tweezers.
Ugh.
This larva was very tiny, but its body was already covered with spines that make pulling botflies out of the skin so difficult.
Wow.
Okay.
In any case, the larva's out.
They're like, for
and
audio listeners, they're like little clear fucking larvas with like this ring of black dots on the end of them that he pulled out. I guess those are the spines.
Yes.
Keep
Story.
going. Does it get grosser? Is this all we
Yes.
got?
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess. Yeah, I haven't watched this.
Did I mention
seen
that
this one
I'm
either.
an entomologist?
I guess we're learning a little about it.
Well, I had never
Fast forward.
seen an adult botfly,
Ooh.
and so I decided to
Here we
let
go.
the two remaining larvae in my skin live and mature.
This dude's a
Oh,
psycho.
okay.
Yes.
It's,
This dude
it's
is
starting
a
to take a turn.
Fucking psycho. Oh, well, I had never seen the full-grown ones, so I let it live and grow in me. Like, what are you talking about, crazy?
Jesus.
Also, I
Some
figured
Dr.
that
Frankenstein
being
type
a
shit.
male, this was my only chance to produce another living, breathing being out
This
of
is like
my
human
flesh and
centipede type
blood.
fucking psychosis.
Bro, it looks like a bat. Like a little clear bat coming out of his skin. What
It
the
took
fuck?
2 months for the larvae in my skin to reach the point where they were ready to emerge. The process took about 40 minutes. It
Oh
was not particularly
my
painful.
god.
In fact, I probably would have not noticed it if I had not been waiting for it, as the botfly larvae produce painkillers that make their presence as unnoticeable to the host as
Jesus
possible.
Christ.
The fuck would you let this thing live in you?
Because he's a psycho?
Fucking complete psychopath.
This is fucking horror. Disgusting.
Listeners, please look up this video and watch it. It's so
After the larva
disgustingly
came out,
fascinating.
the hole in the skin healed completely within the next 48 hours. The mature botfly larva is an impressive-looking animal, covered with big spines and sporting a pair
Probably
of
named
large
it.
fangs. The larva then drops to the ground and gets ready to enter the next phase of its life, the process of pupation.
Is this man letting these things
Within a
live
few
while... Oh,
hours
okay,
of
he's
leaving
got
my
a...
body, the botfly larva turned into a pupa, or more precisely, a puparium. The puparium is a non-moving, non-feeding stage of the fly's development. It has a pair of funny-looking tufts, which are called the frontal spiracles, and they allow the
I don't know if
puparium
there's gonna be
to
any
breathe.
gross
And the
shit.
puparium turned black in the middle of the night, and I found it
Oh,
submerged.
shit, so that's what they turn into.
The adult botfly emerged in the middle of the night, and I found
big-ass
it sitting on the
colorful
shell of its
fly.
puparium.
For real.
A botfly is slightly smaller than a honeybee and has an
has a beautiful
iridescent
ass.
blue
It does.
abdomen and bright red eyes.
It's a cool looking fly, I'll give it that, but
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Nah,
Let it live in you.
It looks like a cicada. Well, why would you fucking let this thing, like,
Go to
grow
YouTube.
inside of you?
kill it right away.
Let's see if we can find some removals because now that I'm educated on the process of its life, I would like to see how people remove this shit.
I just
Botfly
saw
removal.
they removed it.
I want to see more. Gross
Massive
shit.
botfly painful remover.
I
Jesus,
heard
Mother
once
Mary.
that if you pour alcohol over the wound, it helps suffocate it, so it'll help push it out on
Yeah,
its own.
I think that's true.
That's what I had heard once.
Disgusting videos. Oh, okay.
Vomit everywhere.
They're just popping it like a pimple. Like, if you've seen pimple popper videos, then they're not that bad. This isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Oh,
It's still queasy to know
Holy
that
shit.
like this fucking beast is gonna be like it's inside of you
Yeah, that's
actively.
fucking creepy.
Like to just know that and it's burrowing in you and living off you and you're trying to get it out and it's fighting its every breath to stay inside, you know.
I wonder if you can feel it moving around.
How much
He's,
to
no,
eat?
see, he said it looks like a normal pimple popping video, but as it's progressed, it's gotten significantly larger.
This thing's fucking huge. This one's enormous compared to the other one. Holy fucking
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Jesus.
it's like the size of a sour gummy worm. No,
Good.
maybe not that big.
It looks
Maybe
like a
they were
bait worm,
They were
maybe.
stretching it out. They were stretching it out when it was coming out of their body. But
But they get
god
big.
fucking damn. That's pretty big for a parasite to be living inside of you that you could just extract. All right, we get the idea. They're gross. We're at an hour. Do you guys want to take a break?
Is there any more?
We can keep doing more. Yeah.
Well,
Well, I
we
mean,
failed
is
in
there?
our attempt of making Will vomit for the first half of the video, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that fucking sucks.
Stumpy. We got old.
You guys sure you don't want to take one more shot?
What's that?
You sure you don't want to take one more shot?
Well, we
I
got
think.
old reliable.
Are you familiar with the BME Pain Olympics?
No, I am not.
Why don't you take another sip while I get that queued up?
I've got one more drink of this in here.
I'm not gonna watch this video, but I'll make you watch it. This is a really bad video. Do you want something that's gonna scar you for life?
Oh my god.
Oh god damn. All right.
Will is
Yeah,
If
Ready
you're
the
not watching, the other
concoction.
two have to.
Oh, I'll watch.
I'll watch it, but I mean, fuck, dude, I hate watching this so much.
I'm already regretting.
Dude,
I'm
this
already
is-
regretting
it's only-
whatever this is. The BME Pain Olympics, the most challenging and difficult competition in the world.
Oh my god!
To enter, you need to be willing to smash and cut your genitals and record it on video. There are no prizes for winning this competition. In fact, there is no winner. You could say the only winner is sport itself. Please don't
I
try
don't
this
know.
at home. Engaging in the activities in this video require extensive training with experts. I don't believe that, but let's watch it.
Dude, I don't know about this. What are you doing, dude? Are you gonna smash your shit? No, he's got a hatchet. He's putting a knife to his dick. No! He's cutting his balls off. He's cutting his dick off. No! Oh! No! Whoa! No! No! Ah!
Oh my God!
Stop it! Stop it right now! God! Dude, what is the goal? What is your end game?
Oh my God! He just popped a testicle out.
Cut it off!
There's the other one.
Cut it off!
All right, we're gonna take a break and we'll be right back.
Make it good for their next
hold on.
episode as they're having a vegan on.
Wow, that should be interesting. What?
All right, guys, we're back from our break. The Luke and Pat were talking about something, not realizing that I'd hit the record button.
Hey, you had
so-
said hold on, bud. Give me 2 seconds. So I
No,
thought I was in
I
the
said
clear.
hold on as in like don't talk so that we can get the
Oh, okay. We'll
recording equipment
specify.
working.
I'm
Guess
not
what?
too bright.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
All right,
fuck
all right.
you, bud.
The last thing everybody heard was us screaming horribly. We didn't even really describe what was going on. So we pulled up this video that I saw when I was a kid called the BME Pain Olympics. And it's a dude, this dick out, all tied up and shit on a cutting board. And he's playing with a knife. He breaks a hatchet out. He opens his ball bag up, fucking pulls his nuts out of his fucking ball bag. Like, fucking cuts his dick off. Like, and there's not just that one video. The BME Pain Olympics is a fuckload of videos. Dudes throwing their dicks against cactuses and fucking jamming batteries down their pee holes.
What?
All kinds of fucking insanity. But Will, we didn't really get your reaction. How'd you feel after you watched that, fella?
Definitely a little queasy. Definitely felt like I did never want to try something like that. You know,
You mean you'd never try to hatchet off your nutsack?
never actually have. No.
What? Why? Why? Like the ultimate like coming sensation it happens? Like why are you doing this
You-
to
you know, it
yourself?
actually-
That's what I'm thinking. Like
You know, it actually made me think of a video that I saw one time. I just recalled this of a Russian guy nailing his nutsack to the pavement.
what?
Some kind
what?
of protest, but yeah,
For a
that definitely
protest?
reminded me of that. But
To the pavement?
As a,
yeah, to the pavement.
Good
to the pavement.
God.
I mean,
And,
how
then,
else
and then
do
of
you-
course, you know, the cops come up and like they're like trying to surround him, you know, so that people can't take pictures of him, you know. And
how else do you protest? though?
but the cops literally had to like take the dude's nutsack in their hands. So it's kind of like jokes on the cops a little bit.
Oh my god, dude.
Could you
Like
imagine?
they had to take the nail out of his nutsack in order to get him in the wagon, obviously.
You know,
so.
Steve-O would close his shows out by stapling like dollar bills to his ball bag every single live show for like weeks on end.
Some calloused ass nuts.
That guy is like the penultimate legend, you know, for that kind of shit. Like
him and Johnny Knoxville's fucking crazy. Did you see the trailer for that new movie that he's doing where he's launching himself into a fucking side of a barn, knocks himself unconscious? You think it's like a fucking stunt double, but he did all of his stunts 100%. Just
so glad he still does.
I'm not. This man's going to have CTE. He's a fucking millionaire. Quit doing this. Stop it. There's hundreds of hours of you fucking murder.
I want to see how far he takes it.
I want them to just do one last jackass before they're all crippled forever.
I don't think it's going to happen.
It's going to cripple them forever.
I want them to do it. I want them to get scarred some more.
I mean, some of them are already dead.
Yeah,
Dude,
some of them are dead.
Dunn?
Just entitle it "We're Not Done Yet." Just do it. Just fucking do it. Just title it "Jackass 4
I feel like
We're Not Done Yet."
And then the next one, Bam has to dig up Ryan Dunn and eat a piece of his ear.
Jesus.
And he's just crying the whole time, and everyone's holding a snake around him.
Yeah, they're all.
I'm Bam Margera, and I'm going to eat my dead friend.
Instead of the snake video where they lock him in the cage, they blow him into the cage and they throw Ryan Dunn's corpse in there and shut the door.
Damn, that's so fucked up. Damn.
Too far, Will?
No, not at all.
Not far enough.
At the end, because I hate Bam Margera, they should just, you know, like I think it was the third Jackass where they threw him in the pit of snakes.
Yeah.
Slam the door shut, leave him.
And just
Why do you hate
let
him?
him die?
Just to let the whole, just the final climactic thing is that
What spawned
you have
your
Bam
hate
Margera
towards
gets
it?
Yeah,
eaten
why
by
do you
snakes.
hate our boy Bam?
Bam was always just the douche that like picked on everyone for no fucking reason, but
That's
that
true.
everybody was at his house.
He was-
I fucking hated that kid when I was a kid, man. I would just rather not go to your house.
Yeah, but I love Viva La Bam. Like I
Yeah.
thought that it made good TV. I feel like he was doing it because it
No,
was, like-
totally, and they did funny shit, but I still always just hated Bam. He was like that, you know, like hateable winner, you know, like
right.
Yeah, he was
you
always
know,
such
he's
a little
popular,
bitch
you
whenever
know,
he
I'm
got
just like,
pranked.
fuck you.
So now are you rooting for his alcohol relapses? Like every time TMZ's like, "Oh, Bam's drinking."
Yes!
Again. You're like, "Fuck yes, yeah."
Got what you
Guys,
deserve.
liver
Bam!
cancer.
Bam is right.
No, I don't want him to destroy himself. I just, you know, want him to get what's coming to him, you know, for being such a dick all along.
I think he's getting it. His best
Yeah.
friend's dead. He's a
It's like,
sad
dude, he picked on his
alcoholic drug
dad
addict.
so fucking hard.
Things
God
aren't-
damn. Oh, I don't follow up with him, so I didn't realize that.
Things aren't
Oh, he's
so
fat
good.
as fuck. Hold on, let's show you.
I'm
looks like
pretty
Phil.
sure he relapsed
Yeah, let's see
again.
some
He
Bam.
did.
But have you heard his musical
awesome.
career, Will?
No.
You haven't heard
yeah.
Fuckface Unstoppable?
Can
No.
we please pull up his rap?
We
Oh,
can for
It's
sure
Steve-O.
pull up his rap.
Look at that fat happy face.
That's Phil Jr.
He looks like a totally different person. It's like he instantly hit 40.
Phil
Bro,
Jr.
You see the family resemblance at all as he starts to get
Him
fat?
Don
Everything
Vito?
that's happening
Definitely.
to him is everything he did to Don Vito. Karma for everything he did to Don Vito.
100%. Well,
Don
fuck Don
Vito
Vito
was like a pedophile.
yeah,
No,
was
he
like-
was a sexual assault dude. He didn't.
No, it was against 14-year-old girls.
Oh,
dumb
it was?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was against like waitresses or something.
No, he was grabbing the asses of 14-year-old girls. At
Oh
a
wow, what a
autograph
fucking
signing.
maniac!
Hey, he's a
Fuck
piece of
Don
shit.
Vito.
Fuck Don
He
Vito.
deserved
Sick
all
fuck.
that shit that Bam gave him.
Yeah,
Maybe Bam knew about it, and that's why he never felt bad about doing
maybe
it.
he touched
Maybe.
Bam. Oh god! Plot twist.
The
Plot twist.
thickens.
It explains his alcoholism. Plot twist. I
Fuckface.
just fucking just solved his issue right there.
You've never heard of Fuckface Unstoppable? Though?
I want to bend my dick so I can fuck myself.
Well, after listening to this, I want to see if you would book him for Transplant
Yeah, would you
Productions. I
book
mean,
this
after
dude?
hearing this quality that you're about to hear, I'd be curious if you could get Fuckface Unstoppable into a local Cincy show. Let's see. Let's play some quality. We don't own the rights to any of this music.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Margaram Bami Moy. Mayo and Paskanka Tuna Tuska.
What the fuck
What the
is
fuck
this
are you saying?
accent that
This
he's
Kanye
using?
West bullshit.
He's thinking. He's saying. He's using whatever language the people of Helsinki use.
Really?
Is that really what it is?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck face unstoppable. Bet you don't need no ultra nigga for your boo boo got knocked the fuck out.
What
What
was
are you
that? Can we go
saying?
back really quickly? Let's see if we can decipher some of those
Mumblefuck.
words.
Hey, fuck face unstoppable.
Fuckface Unstoppable. I got the first one. Let's listen to this next part though.
Bet you don't need no ultra nigga
Oh, wait, bet y'all don't even know all y'all N-word.
for your boo boo
This
got
is
knocked
like
the
on
fuck
par
out.
with Yoko
I ain't
Ono.
going out like no punk ass bitch, cause that ain't where I am. Yo, check it. I would've bet my dick to my ass. so I can fuck myself. I would've bent my dick around the back of my ass so I can fuck myself. Oh, hell no!
Like fucking dubstep.
All the
It just-
elements of music that I can't stand.
It gets better. If you follow this joke,
gets better.
you discover that while on tour, he gets jumped on stage by some Icelandic rap crew.
What?
Should we keep listening to this?
Yeah.
Or we had enough.
I want to hear Steve-O's shit after this, and then that Yoko Ono.
Well, we should start
Go.
talking
We got to
more
talk about Will.
Sure, oh,
Eventually.
yeah,
we
yeah,
can't
yeah.
just do videos for the rest of
Yes.
this thing. I wanted to somehow segue music into his music thing, but let's just segue off a cliff here. Will,
Let's do it.
you run Transplant Productions, right? Do you want to break down what that is?
Yeah, for sure. Transplant Productions is a company that I started almost a year ago now. It's been officially open for business. Basically, I just bring shows here to Cincinnati. I've been booking a lot of shows in Northside, booking a lot of local bands, and bringing in as many, like regional and touring bands as we can to try and strengthen the scene here. And that's basically what I do.
Every time I hear about a solid music show, like some solid fucking metal show, I see your name somehow attached.
Yeah, me
or like
too.
you sharing it, or like a band that I want to see, like a fucking cool death metal band or a thrash metal band. I mean, rarely a black metal band, but that's not your fault. It's the fucking community's fault and the band's fault and shit like that. But like, just any, like all the genres of music that like I thought were dead, like when I was growing up trying to go to shows, and there's like, I could go see a punk rock show, I could go see a hardcore metalcore show, I could go see some shitty dude play an acoustic guitar. I don't know where to go to see a fucking cool death metal show. And then when I got into my 20s, like all these fucking dope ass fucking shows start popping up in Northside, and every time there's one, I feel like you're attached to the name of that and shit like that. So like, thanks for starting this fucking company and bringing all this cool ass fucking metal music to our like local scene. Anytime
It's always, from what I've seen, is that every time that you have a show, that's everyone is always happy, because there is so many promoters or like people that book shows around here that just have such a bad reputation and nothing good ever happens at the show. And you know who I'm talking about when it comes to this. But you do a great job, man. You really do. Your shows are always packed. They are always a blast. I'm super glad that you have such a positive attitude about it all.
Well, thanks, man. And that's part of the reason why I started Transplant Productions, was because I knew that, there had been some bad situations in the scene here in the past, and I just wanted to do things in an ethical way as possible, and in a way that benefited the artists here as much as anybody. Like no one person deserves to benefit more from what is a success as a community, so that's what I believe in personally, and that's what I'm trying to purvey through Transplant Productions and the kinds of shows and events that we put on here.
it's coming through, because I don't hear your name in anybody's mouth badly ever. Like I never hear anybody.
All
but I
positive.
hear another local promoter that a lot of people have had bad interactions with. There's fucking hate pages for this dude, and fucking everybody like talk. Everybody will like protest going to see bands that they like because they fucking hate
Yeah,
this
the
dude so
promoter's
much.
so shitty.
You always seem to be attached to positivity, and that's a fucking good thing. Like you're
Well,
doing something right, man.
I definitely try to be, and when doing business, there's always going to be a couple people that are, salty at some point. But at the end of the day, I always try and keep things as positive and just try and make sure that, that myself and everybody is remembering the end game, which is a stronger metal scene as a whole here. Which,
Yeah.
And that's one thing, as far as like doing shows in Northside, like you yourself and Patrick have both mentioned, we're really lucky to have venues that are willing to do metal shows on a regular basis there now.
Shout out Urban Artifact, fucking Northside Yacht Club, fucking
Absolutely.
like any area, any
the
port around
Northside
there.
Tavern, we've got obviously the Valdron show, that's already happened, but also the Viagression show here right before Halloween. I think that the Northside Tavern is a venue that is a great venue, but hasn't always booked a ton of metal shows
It's not,
there.
I don't think
But
of metal when I
think
think of the tavern, but it's
for sure.
possible.
I think in the last year I've seen a vast increase in the number of metal shows there, and people always turn out, and again, like you said, it's always like a positive thing, which, is one thing that I really like about Northside as well, is like
Love that
people,
place.
the music scene as a whole just seems to thrive here. So
That's why I drink down there. Anytime somebody starts bitching to me about like Cincinnati's terrible, I gotta move out of Cincinnati. There's
Bullshit.
nothing here. I'm like, let me take you down to Northside. We'll just show up on a random Tuesday, and I bet there'll be fucking 3 shows going on. Karaoke. We can go watch somebody bomb. We can get drunk. We can eat delicious food till 2 a.m. at fucking Chameleon or wherever. I mean, get some fucking good ass wings from Yacht Club. Like, there's shit to do.
So much.
Like, if you're not finding
arcade bars.
if you're not finding cool shit to do in Cincinnati, you're not looking for it, because like you can't go outside of your house without tripping over it. And I love that you're trying to bring this into like because there's like it's there for the hipster community, it's there for like fucking country music people, it's there for fucking like we're the Midwest, we're not like some big fucking city or whatever. And I love that like there's a metal scene that's growing, and you're like the backbone of it as far as I can understand. In the place that in the area that I drink, like in Northside, where I'm fucking always at constantly, like I love coming down there. And like the fact that you're trying to make a happy fucking metal community is beneficial to me, because it brings other big bands in. Like once they see that there's draw to this area, people that are willing to come out and fucking buy tickets, like there will be fucking bigger and bigger bands progressively, as long as like people keep coming out
Those
to
who
these
say
local shows.
that the metal scene or just any scene in general in the music scene at all is dead in Cincinnati, they're foolish.
They don't go outside their house.
Yeah. You know what the biggest scene is around here that no one really knows about is the pop scene. They have a huge pop scene. I remember when like they were doing all the SoundCloud stuff and the local stuff. Yeah, it's weird. It is really weird. There is a huge pop scene in our area. But there's just such a passion for music in this tri-state area, and it all comes here. And it really shows, especially in these areas.
I can completely agree to that. I moved to Coleraine in 2008, and pretty much all of my friends throughout high school, like Cody, Joe, Rachel, so many other nameless people that nobody who's listening to this knows, they're all talented musicians. They all blow me away. A friend Kelly, we have this mutual friend Kelly who wrote this song called Spectacles. It's one of my favorite songs ever. He has it on SoundCloud. I've had the thing bookmarked for 6 years.
Damn.
I still listen to it. It's a good song.
Shout out.
Yeah, it's a
I'd
great
like to hear
song.
that.
But when I was growing up, there wasn't a fucking... I didn't feel like there was a place that I could go to find those outlets for the music that I was playing at the time. Like,
yeah,
I'm over
I
here
feel like
playing
yours
fucking
has grown.
Slayer covers and fucking like I'm over here playing Municipal Waste riffs, and like there's nothing. Like nobody's like wants to play. But now that I'm in my fucking 20s and I'm drinking in Northside, I find a billion people wearing the same shirts and jackets that I make, and fucking like the same style of shit, same like fucking similar mindsets. They all play instruments. It's like, where the fuck were you guys at when I was growing up? This would have been great when I was fucking like
I feel
trying
like
to
that's
start
like
1,000 bands. And
a
shit.
relatively new comeback to that genre, because I remember going to shows like that like 6-7 years ago and no one was ever there. But nowadays they are so packed and everyone is so happy. It's the most positive music scene I've been a part of, I feel like. And I would never have gotten into it if I wasn't dating Rachel. I never would have been around the power metal scene, sludge, any of that, but everybody is so positive, so much fun, no drama hardly at all, at least from what I've seen. So, yeah, like I said, your shows are always the best ones that I go to.
With all that said, let's promote some of Will's upcoming shit. He's got one. There's one coming out October 12th, but you guys won't get to go see that because this won't be out until the 14th. But the newest one coming up is actually a 3-day festival. Is that right, Will?
Yeah, it's not so much a festival, but we have 3 different venues, all in Northside. The 3 venues that I've probably booked the most over the last year and a half here. Northside Tavern, the Northside Yacht Club on Thursday, Urban Artifact on Friday, and Northside Tavern on Saturday. And all of those shows are $5 or less.
Fuck yeah.
So, I mean, and we're bringing some great talent in. Subtype Zero from Cleveland is a great up-and-coming thrash band.
And they'll be up there Thursday, 10:25 at the Northside Yacht Club. 9 p.m. is when the show starts. It's an 18 and up show. Sorry, keep going.
No, absolutely. And we've got great locals for all these shows. But we've also got Gorman coming in from Kansas City on Friday at Urban Artifact. Engraved Darkness will be down from Dayton. That band, they're just now starting to blow up again. They were dormant for about a year. They've got new members, new music. And a band like them, I look at them as somebody that's kind of stepping in to replace like some of the, because over the last year we've lost Lucis Absentia and Split the Abyss.
They're gone, Lucis Absentia? Or I don't know if I said that right.
They're done performing for the time being.
That's shocking because they are awesome.
Yes,
Yeah,
and they just released a new album as well. But I look at Engraved Darkness as a band from the area that has just a massive amount of talent and the ability to, to bring people to shows and like see some of the other talent that, is around as well. And then Saturday will be a free show, and we're having a costume contest. This will be
Hold on, wait. This show's free. Listen to these.
This is
band lineup.
free. This
Faith
is free.
Extractor's coming. Vermint's coming. Merciless Rain. Vioaggression. Castless. All fucking great band. I've seen Faith Extractor, Vermint, and Castless before. Like fucking Joe that bartends up at Junkers is the drummer in Castless. He's a solid fucking dude, and they're a solid band. I've seen Vermint play with, and I think Faith Extractor played with fucking Jungle Rot. That was a solid show up at fucking Urban Artifact. Absolutely. They gave you, it was a $20 show for 3 fucking amazing bands, and they give you Jungle Rot's, like, or not Jungle, it was Vermint's new CD, wasn't it? And then you get like, then they had, like, if you had a picture of like one of their shirts or something, they give you a free shirt, or they had some promotion thing what you did with Facebook, and like everybody that showed up was just so happy that this fucking show's there, and like everybody's just drinking beer and having a great fucking time. And this is a free show, dude. Like if you come out on any of these days, that's gonna be amazing. But if you don't got the money to come out, I mean, fuck, go out the Saturday, some way, some form, fucking support this community and these fucking bands that are coming up here and shit.
Absolutely. Like he said, it's definitely going to be a great opportunity, I think, for people to come out, because some shows, like the diehards always come out when they can, during the week and everything. But like, over that weekend pre to Halloween, we just want to see as many metalheads out as we can sometime during these 3 days. Vioaggression is actually like one of the coolest bands I think that I've been able to bring here, and I hope that we can get some people excited about that. They've been around since the early 90s. They were incepted in like the late 80s.
Oh, wow.
This is a very rare show. They don't even tour regularly anymore. So I just kind of contacted them out of the blue, and they were like, hey, let's make it happen. So this is a pretty cool opportunity. Like, you won't probably ever get to see this again in Cincinnati.
I wish that I didn't work. I mean, I get off at 11:30, but maybe I can get out early that day and fucking go, because I really want to check. I'm going to come out after I get off work on some of these days and shit and check this shit out. But you're making me excited about this. Like, I'm going to have to fucking sprain my ankle.
Quit
Oh, no,
off, man.
I pulled a hamstring. I got to go home. Oh, no. And then fucking limp off to my car and drive down the north side and shit. And fucking go get more fucked up for real.
Well, I'm sick, guys.
Well, good thing I'm telling my boss on the internet right now. That's good.
Uh-oh.
Everybody tag Tom in this.
Uh-oh. Does he listen?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, God. Tell him not to listen to this one. He won't listen.
Yeah, I'm sure he won't listen.
Hey, Tom.
Don't fucking...
Tom,
anyways.
if you're listening to this, I want you to fire Cody. Do it.
Tom,
I'm kidding.
Give him a fucking break, all right? Cody probably bust his ass there. Come on, Tom. Tom, are you listening? All right, anyways. Dude, fuck yeah.
Do you have other upcoming shows that we can promote as well before we get into more stories and stuff like that? Anything that people need to be looking out for?
Yeah, definitely. A little bit farther in the future, on December 1st, we actually... Transplant just announced this show, I believe it was 2 days ago, is the Temple of Void show. And again, that's like a pretty rare show. It's been around for a while, and they've only played like 40 some odd shows. They're kind of like a festival one-off kind of band for the most
so
part.
They're rare to see.
Yeah, for sure. So again, we're bringing them down. We're bringing Rotting Kingdom. Both those bands will be the first time they've ever played Cincinnati. Rotting Kingdom is a band from Lexington, and they're featuring members from a couple other like pretty well-known metal bands from Lexington, Tombstalker, Apocryphal Revelation. So they're going to be coming up and playing that show as well for their Cincinnati debut. And we'll also have Valdrin again. If you missed the
such a cool name.
October 12th show, that's going to be a great atmosphere to see them in Urban Artifact. And then Well of Night from Dayton is coming down. That's one of the best bands in the area. They're a black metal band, Cody, that if you haven't seen Well of Night, you definitely need to have.
I've never even heard of them. I need to check them out.
Yes.
This is
definitely.
December 1st?
Yes,
what
absolutely. I believe the doors are going to be at 7:30 on that night.
What's the price on that show?
$10 for that show.
Get out there December
macaroons.
1st. You get to see a super rare fucking band perform. You get to see some cool ass fucking black metal up there. And Urban Artifact, if you guys aren't familiar, is a dope ass venue in Northside. It's super accessible. It's this old church that they've converted into a venue. There's an upstairs area where the chapel came together at the top, and it's like It's got, I don't know how the acoustics play for the bands, but I thought everything fucking sounded great when I came up there.
It's also a brewery. They make their own beer.
That's what I was getting to. They've got the fucking beers on tap downstairs and another showroom downstairs. I mean,
Bring
it's
your
a cool
dog.
fucking environment.
Yeah. It's
Outside
a good
picnic tables, fucking fires going, cool people up there. I mean, all friendly as fuck. Just friendly. Like, metalheads are the friendliest fucking people that I ever talk to usually. Like, everybody's just super welcoming and, like, just there to have a good time. It'll be a lot of fucking fun. Get out there for that 3-day fucking adventure. That's October the 25th until the 27th. The last day free. December 1st, get out there to Urban Artifact and check out these cool-ass fucking bands. $10 for that show. You guys will fucking love it. All right, do we have anything else we need to promote, Will?
Yeah, I have a question, actually. Do you ever get, when you book all these shows, do you ever get stressed out?
What exactly do you mean?
Like, I'm just curious. Like, you book a shit ton of shows, and you're busy as shit. You're so organized. You brought a notepad with things you wanted to talk about. So I just can only imagine, like, does this get stressful to you? What's it like being this guy that books all these shows?
Not really, man. I mean, I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. So,
right.
There's that aspect. And, obviously, we all get caught up in our personal lives. And, it's easy to sometimes, feel rushed, or something like that. But then at the end of the day, as long as you get everything done that you're capable of, then when music happens that day, man, there's no feeling like it. Like, I love just, like, going to it, like, and knowing it's happening, like
you put that together.
Well, that, and I mean, like, any, like, time, like, I think that was one of the things that made me want to be part of the music community in general, was just, like, going to shows. I've always been that way since, like, the first time that I went to this shitty local show in my hometown of 17,000 people. Was it in a fucking
basement? Like, somewhere,
it wasn't in a basement. Well, actually, it was in the basement of a journal printing building.
Yeah, dude. Those shitty shows are always in some crusty little shitty. There's water leaking from the pipes and shit.
And there was like 20 kids there, but we were all just like beating the shit out of each other. And I was like, oh, is this what we do? And just, like, it was like totally cool.
Awesome.
And like, ever since then, I was just like addicted to going to shows. And I think that, that's probably the major catalyst of, me wanting to be a part of the music industry.
How did you actually get into it, though? I know that's like the spark that ignited the powder keg, but what was the actual, like, what did you have to do to get into, like, promoting shows and shit?
How did you get your first show going?
So, whenever I was a younger man, about 7 or 8 years ago, I was in a band, and we were pretty bad. But we were in a very small town in Missouri, and so we had to work pretty hard to get any bands to come there or do anything like that. And after I realized that I was never going to be a budding musician, then I was like, hey, how else can I be a part of this? What was I good at this? What can I take out of it? And for a few years I did some other things, but then I just kind of came back to it, and I was like, hey, this is something I really want to do and put some time into, while I'm young and I have a lot of ambition, and whatnot. Like,
before you have a giant family and a mortgage and fucking
exactly
9 car payments and shit, kids to feed. Yeah, it's like, let's do it. Let's strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, that's what it's for me with Transplant, and here in Cincinnati is like building something, like building something from the ground up and trying to being part of, growing a thing and growing a community within a community and expanding that community within the community that exists.
How'd you move from, you said you were originally from Missouri, is that right?
Yeah.
And then how'd you come to Cincinnati? What was the...
I knew a couple of guys from one of the local bands here. They were from Missouri, and they had family out here. They moved here to move to a bigger scene and whatnot, and I visited them throughout the years, and I met some people in the scene here and whatnot when I would visit, and then at one point I quit my corporate job, and I was just like, well, I wanted to get back into music promotion, and where I was at in Missouri, pretty much the music promotion's locked down by a couple of people, and they were telling me that there was, there were some good promoters, but there was definitely like some shady things that were going on, and that it could use a good influence. And I was like, hey, like, why not try and give it a shot? What's the worst?
Right.
So,
I mean, if there's a lot of shady shit going on, I mean, there's a vacuum. They're looking for somebody.
Well, and I don't think that there's a lot, but it, like, it really does matter, whenever the bands feel like they're being used or, anything like that. And, I'd say that was the biggest thing, literally whenever I came here kind of to answer your question, Pat, like getting back to it, the first show that I set up here, basically coming in, I knew obviously the Lucis Absentia guys and the Ferment guys. And so Lucis agreed to play a show, and actually a band from Missouri, a well-known band from there called Navalra, came through. And it was funny because they actually had a tour date that they've been trying to fill, and I didn't even know that, obviously. But then whenever I moved to Cincinnati, I was contacted like 2 weeks later. They said, hey, you want to try something out? And it was so cool just the way it all came together for the first show. And like from there, it just kind of all steamrolled.
I bet you never expected it to get to where you're at now.
Dude, so in mid-July, I believe 16th or 14th, was the 1 year anniversary of the first show that I put on here, and it seems like it's been such a long time and a short time in the same amount of time.
You've probably done so much in between there, though.
It's picked up and it's gone far beyond what I could have imagined at this point, honestly.
That's kind of crazy. Just imagine like where you'll be like 2-3 years from now. Because, dude, like you're doing such a good job.
I hope it goes that way, but at the end of the day, like I'm proud of what has happened so far, but it's time to keep working as always.
Oh yeah, dude.
So
you have a real passion for this stuff, and that it shows. It really does.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah, let's get into some stories. You've got a whole notebook here. I'm curious, what do you got in here?
So I was I was jotting down, trying to remember stories, because basically I worked for, we'll leave it an unnamed grocery store in Missouri for the better part of 10 years. That started when I was in high school, and that was off and on throughout high school and college, obviously. And then whenever I quit college when I was 21, pretty much went on full time. And being in a grocery store for 40 to 60 hours a week, you will see tons of crazy stuff working with the public like that. Like the amount of people that come into a store. And then I moved from my small hometown to Columbia, Missouri. A little bit bigger place, not like a city, but a little bit bigger place, and just so many people come through. So I was basically trying to jot down notes of like some of the most crazy stories or rank individuals, that I might have passed, or that my friends might have passed. I actually sent out some text messages to probably like 6 or 7 people, and I was like, hey, like, you've got to help refresh my memory. What was some of the crazy shit that we saw back in the day,
Dude, if you got a list, let's just go right down that list.
Let's do it.
Cool. Well, I kind of tried to put some stars by some things. I guess, do you want me to start with like the cherry on top, like here,
whatever you think would be the...
You start with your own thing, man. I just want to hear all about it.
Okay, well, I know everybody loves like poop stories.
Fuck
yes,
yeah, dude.
We love
Great
poop.
way to start. Great way to
Okay,
start. Here we
okay.
go.
We all love poop.
It's our
2
forte.
significant poop stories for sure, and I think you guys will really enjoy both of these. One, basically, and I actually saw this happen, which was wild, and my ex high school history teacher took a picture of it and sent it to me, which I still have in my phone today. That's been transferred through my files, saved on my Google Drive. You know what
never
I'm
lose
saying?
it. I'm keeping this shit in the
never
cloud.
losing it. And that picture's actually from my high school history teacher. So
can we get this up? Can you send it to me in a message or something? Is there a picture to set up the story?
I would have to pull it off of my Google Drive
That's
to send
okay.
it
Don't
to
worry
you.
about it.
So,
Don't worry about it.
But basically, this middle-aged man carrying a small child, not like an infant, but a small child, was standing next to the deli, and he was kind of walking. There's like an island out there where they sell like the meats and cheeses out of, and he's walking, and he's wearing athletic shorts, and I didn't really like notice anything until he just kind of like stopped, like all of a sudden, and I was walking with a dolly with some things on it, just like probably about like 40 to 50 feet away, up an aisle, and I saw him just kind of like stop. And he dropped just a neat little pile, like right there, out of his basketball shorts. And
did
then
he spread the
he
basketball
fucking
shorts?
dropped
Hold
it?
on
no,
a
he
minute.
just literally just like stopped, and the pile came out. Like,
Why do people do that?
It probably came down his leg because there was drips. He immediately went towards aisle 1, which was like very close, and just like beelined. And I just like in amazement like set my dolly down, and I was like, I didn't know, like, I wasn't going to, like, apprehend the man. He's, like, shitting himself, Like, I was like, yeah, get to the bathroom or something, You
mean you didn't citizens arrest him for shitting his pants?
No, I did not. But so basically, I kind of just, like, followed after him to see what was, you know, like if there was anything bad was going to happen, and it was just kind of like little like drips of poo water up the aisle and out of the store. Well, actually, I did because I
cleaned it?
I was a manager at that time, and I wasn't going to ask an employee to do something that nasty. So
I would have. I would have used my managerial power.
No, that just makes people hate
Clean it
you.
or you're fired.
Exactly. That's why they don't make me managers at
Don't
places
they?
that I work.
Don't they have like phone numbers?
Well, my
you can
assistant
call?
helped me.
There's people you can call apparently if you don't want to clean up anything like sanitary or some shit like that. You can call them and they will come and clean it for
Maybe
you.
in a movie, Patrick. But
No, it's a
in
real
the real
thing.
world, you have to clean up your.
Dude, I cleaned blood off of the parking lot there one time.
What happened?
Like, that was actually a really unfortunate event. Like, an old person fell and, you know, it was...
Their
it was-
guts spilled
Clobbered his old
everywhere?
noggin.
No, nothing like that. Just like a little, like,
Too
you know,
much.
blood from her head, I believe, and
Yeah.
arm, you know. So.
Did it, when you tasted it, was it old? Like, did it taste old?
Did it taste like old blood?
It tasted like very, very, very old blood.
Like oatmeal
Like
and
schmegnog?
tapioca pudding?
Definitely not as fresh as that smegmog.
Did you feel weakened, slower?
From the blood, no. Blood doesn't bother me at all.
Did it turn
really.
you old?
Did it turn me old? No.
All right, let's keep going with these.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Next.
So that was the one poop story. The other one was, again, like kind of like an unfortunate old person, but basically I was alerted by, I was like the manager on duty in the back of the store, and one of the upper managers notified me that there was an elderly man that apparently like defecated an entire pool of shit underneath his booth in the like dining area. And he needed me to help him escort this guy out, and so
Poopy
like
pants.
we went up, and of course the upper manager, he did all the talking, but I was just like there with like my gloves and shit, you know, and like it was terrible. I actually didn't clean up all the shit.
Did you?
I mopped some of it out, and then we got like some other people to like help.
Now, did
like,
you-
It was like a pool of shit. This guy literally just sat there shitting himself for who knows how long. Like, I'm pretty sure they went and looked on the camera to see, but like it was
like 10 minutes or-
devastating, dude.
Will-
Like a pool of shit.
Did you
Shit pool.
by chance shit yourself so that you could make him feel less embarrassed about? Like, look,
Don't worry,
dude,
little buddy.
don't worry, I've shit myself all. Just like
You're
escort
not
him
cool
out.
unless you
He
shit
was-
your pants.
I was seriously following him with a paper towel, and his still got like shit water coming out of his like leg as the manager is escorting him out of the store. And we're trying to.
Dude.
I don't think he even knew where he was.
Yeah.
Was the thing.
It's like a
he
dementia
was
thing.
Totally possible.
Now,
For
was
sure.
it? What were those smells? You didn't. I haven't
No,
heard
it was
anything about-
horrific. It was horrific. And this is like right in front of our customer service desk that he's walking out. You know, like we're like spraying shit like right behind him. Like he has no idea where he was. Like it was kind of sad.
I'm not at the toilet.
It's so sad yet hilarious.
Did you?
Looking back, things are always funny. Or like in the moment, I felt so bad for him, you know. But like now that I've seen like homeless people shitting themselves and whatnot, it's, you know.
And now that you're on a podcast with 20s of listeners, you're like, I should tell the story hilariously now.
Okay, so there's actually a couple of other like. So there was a guy. We called him the Phantom. And it took it was like a thing when I started at Highview when I was 17, and I think I was like 18 or 19 when they finally caught the Phantom. It's basically a guy that would dump his colonoscopy bag in our toilet.
What?
Yeah, for real. Like,
call him the
well,
Phantom.
well, no, because we could
Phantom's
never
here.
catch him.
How did you know? Like, tell me, like, how this started. Like, you just discovered the
Well,
fucking...
basically there were like
got a
2-liter
name.
size turds, you know, in the toilet, like literally the size of like a 2-liter.
This is a one-man job? Is that what you were
Like-
thinking? Like, investigative Batman skills?
Well, we didn't like. I only saw one turd from the Phantom, but like I didn't work 40 hours a week when I was 17, you know. So, but yeah, it was pretty bad. And then they obviously like it was a thing. Like they would like try and go. We would go outside, like try and see if we could like spot who it was, like. Something like anything, somebody coming away from the bathroom, because something like that size doesn't look like it comes from a human body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It looks like it
is
came out of a
hard,
colostomy
and
bag.
like the size of that your asshole would have to be to whelp out something of that nature.
It's basically the shits that I take every day.
Yes. So suspicions were confirmed. It wasn't just like a single turd. You know, some guy like.
No, wait. How did you figure it out though? Like, did he
how-
ever get caught?
you know, this
So
was
I
one
wasn't.
person.
So I wasn't there, but apparently, like they saw a guy come in with a bag hooked up, and he went into the bathroom, and they were.
What do you
like-
mean?
So like before, he had probably always unattached his bag, which is probably super dangerous.
Like a
and,
bag on the side of his hip?
Yeah, and then like come in and dumped it. You know what I mean? So that it was more sneaky.
Hold on, Pat doesn't know what a colostomy bag is.
Well, I mean, I know it's there, but I didn't know people just fucking carried that shit on them all the
They
time.
have
like when
to.
they go to
Yeah.
the stores. Is it like they can't control
No,
themselves
they
at
can't
all?
shit anymore because they've had some sort of severe intestinal issue.
so-
my
unfortunate.
dad, when he had colon cancer, he had a colostomy bag for months before they removed the large portion of his
the
lower
shit just
intestine.
goes into a
Interesting.
bag and you have to empty it out.
I always
Yeah.
thought like, oh shit, I gotta shit, and then you just go and get the bag.
Do you want a video
No.
demonstration, Pat?
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, why
Yes.
not?
Yes.
I mean, this is the gross episode. Yeah, fuck. I hope I never have this happen to me. Fuck. Okay, so
They
this
like
looks
make an
awful.
incision.
Oh,
and
what
then-
the fuck? Is that their intestine?
Yep, that's
This
your
is
intent.
awful.
So like they make an incision on your stomach, and this is the tube of your lower intestine, right? They'll make an incision on it, then they'll pinch it, and they'll pull it through the incision that they made to get to your intestine, and it hangs out there like that.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! So they don't poop
And then
anymore on their asshole?
It goes over that, and then the bag fills up. You don't even really feel it.
And if you do it super full, like if you fill it super full, then it compacts and becomes almost like a solid turd.
why wouldn't you just like throw this
Dude,
like
this
in the
is
woods in
something-
your backyard or something? Why would you come
Because
to,
he was an asshole.
I don't know what the store was that you worked at. You just go to your local Kroger's and dump it into a toilet. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
He
he's
was
a
an
dick.
asshole.
This
I had
is
a-
tripping me out.
I have
There's
a
no
qu-
better explanation.
I have a question though. Did you ever feel confident enough to maybe just take a dump somewhere and just roll it out your pants and just blame it on someone because
Yeah.
it happens so often at your store?
That would be hilarious to do, you know. Like,
Like,
I think
someone
when
must
I
have
was
done it.
younger, you know, if I had been like put up to it to do for like a funny video or something like that, I totally would have dumped in a public
I bet that'd
place,
go
dude.
viral.
Yeah, for sure.
That'll go viral.
I like your commitment to bits. He's over here drinking fucking pickle juice milk, and he was like, I mean, if there was a camera on me, I'm not just going to do it for a funny prank. But I mean, if there was YouTube involved, I would probably shit myself on camera.
I mean, why not?
Have you ever shit yourself?
Definitely when I was a kid, for sure. I'm trying to think, like,
Since you were 18, have you?
since I was 18, no.
Do you,
I can't say that I
do you
have.
piss in the shower?
Yes.
Who doesn't piss in the shower?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Freaks.
Liars.
I mean, dude, you
Would
can
you ever shit in the
fucking
shower?
clean your shower and clean the pipe that goes down there. Like, there's
what better fucking time to piss than in the shower?
Would you ever shit in the shower?
no.
And kick stomp it down the drain?
I like to take some warm showers primarily, and that just makes the smell worse. You know, maybe a cold shower, I would think about it.
So there was this guy I knew in college. I've said this once on the podcast before, but he used to shit himself in the shower. He would wear boxers. He would sit in the shower and he would shit his boxers, and then he has woods in his backyard. I remember this story. Yeah, he has woods in his backyard. So what he did in the middle of the winter when he started doing this weird fucking thing that he did, he threw his shitty boxers in the backyard in the snow, and then when the snow melted, his dad caught him. And he came up to him. He's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Can you imagine the conversation you would have to have with your son? Like,
I don't
why
know what
did
that is, Dad.
Did I just find 133 pairs of shitty underwear in the backyard, like all frozen? Like
So many
fucking-
questions answered, son.
Oh no! What
really
happened
happened?
was he's over there trying to choke a dry brick out of his mouth to explain it to his dad. He's sweating profusely. It was an industrial container of chocolate syrup, and I had to use all of my Christmas underwear to clean it all up. Like what? How do you fucking explain that? What do you do? It's over. It's over. Your parents commit you to a psych ward. You spend the rest of your life like there, like your sling blade. Like that's what I would do if I was my son. Like send him to boot camp or something. I'd have to kill him and murder him, bury him in the backyard.
Did he give you a good reason? Like, any reason?
Why he did that?
Yeah. What?
No, he said because he felt like it because he's a fucking weirdo.
And then he tried to fuck Pat. and that's a real
that
part of
was-
the story.
He was also he also admitted he had a crush on me. It was really fucking weird. Call me Big Nose. I have a big nose. I get that. But you don't have to tell me.
You have a proportionate nose to your face and head.
So he
I have a
thought
big head.
So he thought a story that was going to make your dick just rock hard was about him shitting himself and throwing boxers into the backyard from
I
the
can't think
fucking-
of any good reason that anybody would do that.
To
There's
see
no
if
good
they're-
reason. There's
to-
none.
This
Why?
is to see if they're willing to shit on their chest. That's why he was wanting to know if you would do it.
I think
Maybe.
the dude does like gay softcore porn. Because I remember we talked about him once before, and then we like researched a little bit into him, or I did later on, and we saw that he was doing
with
this.
my
I-
pants around my ankles.
I was
and
like,
lube.
what
I
the
was
fuck?
Researching. No, Rachel, I'm doing research. Shut the door, please. I'm researching
What the
for the
fuck?
podcast. This is important.
Dude, can I ask you a personal question, Will?
Turn the lights off.
Yes.
Have you ever been caught jerking it?
That hesitation was a for sure yes.
Yes.
Tell us
Yes.
that story.
Can you tell us the story?
And it was in college for sure. Yeah. My
I wanna
my
know.
roommate skipped class and came back.
Oh God!
yeah.
So you're like, oh man.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, luckily I wasn't like too far along in it. You know, I just kind of like had
Wasn't
my
like
pants
mid
down.
cum that he caught you?
No, definitely
You're
not.
like, please
even
leave. I
close to
can't
there.
stop.
No, definitely not. Thankfully, you
Eyes
know,
rolling
like
back
that would
into
be
your head.
Were
mortifying.
you semi-chubbing?
Huh?
Were you semi-chub?
Oh no, I was definitely like full chub.
You were full chub?
You're
Yeah.
stroking.
Yeah.
I'm glad we know
Choking the
exactly how
lizard.
hard his dick was during the moment that he was caught.
You have
Fully
to
erect.
know. You have to know.
What was your go-to move? What was it like? Let go of the mouse? Like fucking stop making eye contact with your roommate? Like throw your pants on?
headlights?
Turn the Disney Channel on and act like nothing was happening? Like what was your go-to move?
No, I think I literally just like took it was like a blanket or a towel next to me on like the bed in the dorm room, and I literally just like covered myself and like sat down.
Did
and
you
he
guys,
was
like,
like,
talk?
he opened the door and like took a step in, and then he literally was just like didn't say a word and just shut it.
What a good dude.
And like yeah, dude.
Solid fucking
He was a
bro
great
move right
roommate.
there.
Besides that, he was a great roommate. But yeah, I didn't take very long. I was just like, psh, open the door up. I was like, sorry, dude.
I was I
Like-
was looking for zits. I was looking for bot flies on my dick. I mean, I was like, I was in Belize yesterday, and I was super worried that there was, and I was researching bot fly videos.
Yeah, I wasn't masturbating to pop flies. I swear. So we talked about a couple times before. Like, have you ever gotten like all night binges on porn? Like,
Like dust till
I
dawn
heard
moments.
I heard the episode. There was at
5
least
hours.
one or two episodes where you guys have asked people this. I have not done anything like that.
like what's the longest time you've spent looking for the perfect porn?
You've never just had
Or-
74 tabs open all at once, like
Yeah.
to the point
Or
to
how
where
many tabs
to the
have you
point to
had?
where
Maybe I'll
Google
masturbate to
Chrome
this.
fucking has the little arrow where you have to click to get to new tabs because there's so many open, and then but you knew this one was good, but I'm gonna come back to it because 30 deep there
This
might
other
be
one I
one
won't
better,
finish to.
and you're edging, and as you're about to, nope, not yet, and then you keep
Go
clicking,
back to the-
nope, how'd I get to anal gaping? Whoops, that's. Oh no! What is this? I'm on Facebook now. Well, I should be on Facebook. This is creepy. All right, now
Share to
back.
Facebook.
then
No.
Then you try to find that video, but you're already 40 deep, and you accidentally click one like on the X because they're so tiny at this point. You hit the little X, and you're like, "What if that was the video that I was gonna come to?" And then you end up coming to dog porn.
You know, that's so weird that you brought that up because so I was like researching yesterday, like what is the grossest shit I can find? Okay, Reddit, don't fail me. So I found a subreddit that said, what's the most disturbing, fucked up subreddit you know? And almost all of them were dog porn, like dog vaginas.
We didn't let him answer though. We didn't let him answer. What's the-
Horrible. I didn't see any of this. I was just like, oh.
I
what?
overtalked him. What's the longest that you've spent in this predicament? Are you a get in,
What,
get out
watching
sort of guy,
porn?
like a green
Yeah,
beret?
like, I know, like whenever you're a kid, like you just
Yes.
become obsessed with it, and you just like you don't even masturbate. You just watch. You just keep watching that shit when you're really, really fucking young.
For sure, I would say probably the most time that I've ever spent on porn was within like the first like year or two that I figured out what it was. You know,
Yeah.
like.
But in
just
one
like-
time.
Like,
Just like,
2-3
what the hell?
hours. Like
I would say easily probably like 2 hours or so. Like,
Rookie.
dude. Yeah,
you've never
I
pulled
had a
an
different kind of
all-nighter?
upbringing, dude. It was, yeah, man. It was always like a race. Like,
Oh, so you had a bunch of people in the house, and you're trying to just get the poison out as fast as possible before everybody
well,
gets
not always that way, but it was like, you know, just definitely.
I can relate to that.
It was what? Sorry.
No, you're good, man.
You didn't think that we were going to get into your jerk-off habits?
Yeah, we're getting
Well,
into this
Don't
deep,
worry.
dude.
It'll
Yeah,
get
no,
more
you're-
uncomfortable.
welcome.
No, Yeah.
He's like just thinking about all the shows he's not gonna be able to book after this podcast. Like, how do I keep answering these questions? We could change the subject.
No, you don't. You don't have to. I just kind of lost the point of. I lost where we were going.
Well, just how long you took to.
Easily, probably like a couple hours. Like I would say.
It's a
Like,
respectable
when you're
number.
young and you figure it out, obviously it's like super exciting and you like get the one thing, but then you're like, damn, like there's so much more. What else is there?
Yeah, when
But
you're young, like 18 or
for me,
yesterday or like.
I remember when I first discovered porn on a computer. I remember hearing my mom open the front door, and there's only there's 2 turns. She has to make 2 rights.
Was your door open?
The computer was in her room.
Did you do some?
No!
You were
You
slamming
are a
your ham in your
bastard.
mom's room, my dude.
No, I was.
You were
abs-
fucking jerking in
I
your
was,
mom's room.
I was discovering it with it in her room.
You were gurking your jerkin right there in mama's room.
not in
That's-
not in her
dare you.
room.
Dude, that's something else.
I remember my friend. This isn't my story, but this is my friend's story.
Your quote-unquote friend's story. Okay.
This is my buddy Josh's story. But if it was my story, you think I wouldn't straight up
I don't
tell
know.
you?
Maybe.
No,
Let's hear it.
We can make it me. Okay, so I was jerking off at Josh's house. It's Josh. But so Josh is jerking off in this fucking. He had one family computer, and it's in his fucking dining room. The dining room is here. Then next to it is the living room, which you have to walk into inside of the house. And there's a thin wall with no door. It's a big ass open where they've got their family table and shit. And the computer, and he thought his parents were gone for church, and he said he was just beating off pants all the way off, threw them on the table, just, legs spread,
Dude.
just getting it. And then he's watching he's always watching some fucking triple G titty girl, just to the point where it's not even hot anymore. Where you're like, this is a fucking
freak show.
He's watching a circus, Josh. What are you doing? And then he's over here jerking off to these manatee women. And he noticed that his mom was still in the house, but she hadn't called him. He looked back and saw his mom, but in his moment of panic, with his dick still jerking in his hand, porn playing on the computer, he was like, Mom, I'm and she turned around like, Josh, what's, oh my God! And then she starts, baby! And she starts calling his dad into the room, Michael, Josh is in here masturbating. And then the whole family's got, Josh is trying to find his pants and fucking put them back on and shit like that. So I feel like, even though it's not my story, I had to tell it because he'll never be on this podcast to tell it. And it was
Dude,
such a good one.
What the fuck?
That's probably the most embarrassing moment. Your whole family comes in to watch you fucking get caught jerking. You basically made yourself get caught. If he was just a ninja about it, he was like, escape, fucking pants on, watch his mom the whole time.
I
Just
gotta watch porn.
Yeah, why are you in the fucking, you're jerking off in the living room?
How horny are you to
Print a
fucking your
picture
family
off.
event?
Go jerk off in your room. So this is before you get smartphones and shit, and you could watch it on your phone. And there's no fucking laptops in his house and shit.
What's next on your list, Will?
what?
Yeah, give us some more
on the,
lists.
on the list. Okay, so this is the best story, honestly. I'll go ahead and give you what is the penultimate
The cherry.
So, an unnamed individual. He is an elderly individual, probably mid-60s, and he was trying too hard to move a pallet of potatoes by himself, and he lost his rectum out of his
Wait,
ass.
what? Hold on.
He literally shit his ass out of his ass.
What?
What?
this
Hold on.
happened?
He shot his O-ring off.
No, he literally shit his own ass out.
I
He
don't understand.
ejected his asshole onto the ground.
His
his intestines came out of his ass.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah, he strained too hard, and he probably had a weak intestinal tract or something anyways because he was old. And
Did he die?
No, he didn't. They didn't come all the way out, but there was definitely blood everywhere. The EMTs pulled up to the loading dock. I was in the back room, obviously,
What the fuck are you looking up,
Holy
Cody?
shit, man.
I didn't see it.
You
Dude,
didn't see it, but you had heard
So
about it.
this was actually really taboo. They there was only a few people, and they literally had managers at both ends of this hallway in the back room, kind of where they had to come from, and they were keeping everybody away. So that, I mean, dude, come on, that's got to be the most humiliating thing in the world to ever
Yeah.
happen.
Did they masturbate?
Somebody might have. I know a couple of creepy fucks that work there that might have.
Seriously? Like, you know someone
You
that would
never know,
masturbate
man.
there?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck
definitely
you
some
would.
weirdos, man, for
Cody,
sure.
Cody's pulling up.
I'm glad you weren't there to witness that.
Chimp?
Yeah, dude, pretty, yeah. And, like, it was very taboo. Like, one guy told me, and I didn't ask anybody about it for a long time, and I wasn't sure if he was telling me the truth. And then there was one other guy that was, like, you know, like a middle-aged dude that had worked there at the time, and I, like, we had like, built a trust, you know, and I was like, hey, man, you know, like, so-and-so, like, told me this. Is this true? Like, I know you were around at that time. And he's like, yeah, but we don't talk about it.
We don't talk about
You know what I mean? Like, because this guy that this happened to was, like, super nice dude, like, you know what I mean? Like, great dude. He was super into, like, carpentry, and he, like, built all this, like, handmade carpentry stuff, and he was, like, into his garden, and he's just, like, a super,
And
you
he
know,
just shed
righteous dude, and this terrible thing happened when he was trying to pull this pallet of potatoes, you know?
That's horrible. That's like the worst
Yeah.
case. Forget a hernia. Forget your back hurts. You shit your whole rectum out.
Yeah.
That's the worst case fucking scenario. Everybody's like, you could hurt your neck lifting too much weight. No, you could fucking
They
shit your asshole out of your fucking. What do you even
It's
shit
like a
it out
red
of?
sock.
They
Your whole
said that
O-ring's
he
gone.
was
Pink
lucky
sock.
he didn't bleed out.
I
Like-
can't even
And he's
imagine
fine now?
how
Like,
that
he's
even-
good?
Well, because,
Is that
like, obviously
surgery?
your blood's way more thin when you're old like that, you know,
Dude,
as well.
that's some literal fucked up shit.
So because your blood is thin, what exactly forces your bowels to leave you like that?
Farting.
Well, you have way less white blood cells, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is what is gonna, like, try and give you, like, a scab or, like, to fight anything, you know, like, put you back together, I guess. I don't know, dude. I'm not a doctor or a scientist here.
God damn, that's insane.
But yeah, they said that he was lucky he didn't bleed out, is all I know.
But he's fine now?
What
Did he
a-
come
Yeah.
back to work ever?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's still alive or not, you know.
He avoided
There's the
potato
guy who
pallets.
shit
I mean,
out
he's pretty
his ass.
old. He's probably, like, pushing 80, but given the kind of guy he was, I'm sure he's still alive.
How old are you?
I hope. I'm 28.
Okay, because
Yeah,
like
I'm
I
not
thought
that
you were
old.
saying this like this was fucking years and years and years ago and shit. I'm like, how old are you?
No, this happened probably like 12 years ago, and he was in his
Okay.
mid-60s then.
All right. That makes
So
sense.
he's probably pushing 80.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's probably
I'm
pushing more than
assuming
80
he's retired
out
from the
of his ass.
grocery store at this time. You know,
Hopefully.
All right.
he's probably just gardening, you
Put
know,
his
with a diaper
sphincter to
on.
rest.
Getting out of grocery store stories and into like metal shows and stuff. What's the craziest shit that you've seen at like a metal show or like a great story from a time at a concert or something? It doesn't have to be negative.
Yeah,
It could
who
be
you
something
kicked
fucking
out?
dope.
Who have I kicked
Yeah,
out?
who have you kicked
It could be a
out?
fight. It could be something fucking.
I want to hear
anything.
some literal fucked up shit. Don't give me their names. Tell me their names after
I don't
the
think I've
podcast.
had to throw anybody out. There's been
Never?
yeah, man. Like, I mean, I booked shows for like maybe a year and a half in a small town before I came here, you know? So, I mean, really no like super crazy stories like that. Now, like, I've been to a lot of shows, so I've seen some crazy things happen in shows.
We could do that then.
I saw a guy literally like snap his fucking leg in half.
What?
Yeah, in a mosh pit. It was pretty fucking gnarly.
I hope he was hardcore dancing. Like, I got what you got.
Yeah,
That's what
I
happens
was.
when you
I was
hardcore
probably
dance.
like 30 feet away and saw it, and there was people that I talked to like after the show because we were pitting and whatnot, you know. And I talked to him after the show, and they were like, "Yeah, dude, I was right next to him and I heard it, you know." Like he was screaming, and like the bouncers are carrying him out, you know, like they can't get fucking EMTs in there, you know. It's like a really packed indoor show, you know. They're never gonna get in the middle there, so they just hauled him out real quick, you know. It's like, who knows what's happening to his leg? Definitely not medical procedure, that's for sure, you know. Like,
That's fucking
Fucking
intense.
brutal.
yeah,
Ouch.
that was pretty nuts.
I've seen people get knocked out at shows. I've seen all kinds of crazy fucking fights and shit like that.
I've seen
Right,
someone
right.
break their arm on someone's face at a show once.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Were you like
What a
cheering
nice
him
story,
on?
Luke.
I was gonna say, tell me more.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
no
okay, I'm
beginning,
sorry.
middle, or end. It was just like,
it was
here's
at
this
a-
story
like,
that I'm
here's
not
what
going to tell you.
It was at a close to home show at the Mad Hatter years
Fuck yeah.
and years and years ago, and a buddy named Curtis was in the pit, and my rule when it came to pitting was don't go in when Curtis is in, and he, needless to say, he broke his arm on someone's face, and I had heard the next day at school that when he went to go get it checked out, the dude's tooth was lodged in his arm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have a guest coming on.
That's
His
pretty
name is
gnarly.
Ethan. I forgot his last name, but he's
Pettis.
an author. He said he broke his fucking jaw or something at one of my shows, and I was like, what the fuck? I can't wait to hear that story. That's really interesting. People get hurt at shows. Why do you think people hardcore dance at all? Like, it's just going to do nothing but hurt other people and yourself. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Do you hardcore dance?
I personally do not know.
Push pits are fun.
Push pits are fun, yeah. Mosh pits, I feel like, are a little bit more intense, but you can still do that. But
Hardcore dancing's whack,
ridiculous.
dude. That's straight up trying to get into a fight with somebody. Like, you start hardcore dancing and kick my girlfriend in the head, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I've seen
like, what are
at
you doing?
so many shows people at that hardcore dance, and they'll literally hit someone, including like a girl, in the head with the fist, and they'll like straight up roundhouse kick other people. They don't give a shit.
Well, that's like what
fucking
crowd killing
sick.
is you're basically just going straight into the crowd, fucking people up, regardless of who it is or where you are.
Hey, our good friend Cody Hale of the show murders it in the pit.
Yeah, he
when
does.
it comes to
Fuck someone
hardcore
up.
dancing, that dude goes too hard.
I hate that shit.
I don't
hate it.
understand it. I don't get why it's a thing.
I'm fine with moshing because everybody knows what they're getting into, and it's not about punching people. Everybody thinks about
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a fucking one of them old men that originally talking about moshing, like when I talk about hardcore dancing, but it's a totally different fucking thing. Like, hardcore dancing is like literally throwing your fucking like arms and legs in the air in a way that's gonna hurt somebody if they connect with it. Like, moshing is just like bumping into each other and shit and like fucking having a good time. It's more of like a caveman dance almost, I guess. Like, you just fucking mashing into people. It's like, it can get bad if some little fucking 5 foot tall person walks in there and doesn't know what they're in for and gets fucking slobber knocked to the ground and shit like that. I've been to Slayer, and that was intense when we're on the lawn and all the fucking animals are out there drinking beer all night long and fucking waiting to fuck people up. But like, that's what, if you're in the Slayer pit, you know what you're getting. Like, you know you might lose some teeth. Like, go in there, expect some injuries. Like, you're gonna have to fight for your fucking life. Like, but you know what you're getting into with that sort of situation. If somebody started throwing fists on top of that, like, you don't need the extra fucking like threat of violence in a pit. Like, it's already dangerous enough to get accidentally hurt. You don't need fucking throwing your fists into somebody's face.
Even though I fucking hate when people do it, it's always so fun to watch at the same time. Like, oh wow, someone's about to get fucked up. You want to watch? Not watch that shit. But I really don't like to support it, if that makes sense.
I can say this, like, I've been creamed enough in just like mosh pits as opposed to like
Getting
hardcore
slugged.
dancing or anything like that. Yeah, like
Smash.
Man, I've been messed up by some big people.
Same.
In shows. Like, one time I probably had a concussion. I fell and like hit my head on the floor. Like,
Yeah,
this
dude,
dude
same.
easily like twice my size. Like, just crushed me. I was like kind of like off because somebody hit me, and then he just totally blindsided me from the other side, and I just like fell down. It was like ringing in my head. I was like, whew, and I just kind of like walked away from it. Like, was lucky I didn't get hit like anywhere else because there's quite a few people around. Like, I just kind of like walked. I think people saw that I was kind of like fucked up and didn't really know where I was.
I've saw people got fucking smashed where they're just bleeding and they don't know where they're at, and I'm like, oh god. Like, I saw this girl get into the middle of this. We were at a casualty show, and like, there was this big fuck walking around, just like fucking like looking around. Like, you
There's
could
always that
see
dude.
The dude like just looking to fucking murder people. Like, he's got the boots on, and his fucking hair's all slick back. He's fat, but he's huge, and he's got fucking 4 beers in 2 hands. And I'm like, this dude's here for trouble. Fucking drinks all 4 in 2 gulps. I'm like, oh no.
Right.
This show starts, he's just fucking BAM! And knocking people down and just like running back and forth at full clip. He looks like an NFL lineman running back and forth, and all these fucking kids are here. It's an all ages show. This girl gets in, thinks that she's gonna have a good time, and this dude just BAM! And then right into the fucking floor. She gets up, nose just crushed, like blood all over her. And I was like, God fucking damn. Like, I felt so bad for her. I've watched people just get creamed in shows before.
Well, and like, obviously, like at like certain shows, like there's been issues with people getting injured somehow, and then all of a sudden, where does the liability lie?
Yeah.
Very true.
People
It's on
get
the
sued and
people.
stuff over
At
that
what
kind of
venue-
thing anymore.
At what point is it assault?
When
Like, you
you're
think about
hardcore
like
dancing.
people getting fucked up, people get knocked the fuck out, people get bloodied, go to the
For
hospital.
sure, and it's so hard to
trampled.
tell what happens though, which is where like lies the gray in the area, because there's not like
We should
video
really
surveillance of the pit. Like, dude,
Unless
even
you-
if there is video,
you
like,
should know
who
what
the
the
hell sees what's
fuck you're getting
happening?
into.
Like,
And unless you get
and
somebody,
see, that's the thing. And I think the way it's probably got to move is like eventually, like, and I'm amazed that it hasn't happened already, but that these places, just so that they don't assume liability, just make everybody sign a waiver when they enter the venue. You know,
I'm
like
shocked that hasn't happened either.
write your initials next to your ticket number and move on. You know, like, this is your waiver. You know, like,
If you get
I
fucked
can't.
up here-
Yeah, I can't believe it hasn't happened already. But
I think that it only hasn't happened because there isn't any story yet of somebody fucking suing a venue or like fucking.
right.
is
Well, those people
shocking,
tried
'cause
to
there's-
sue like Warp Tour or
like Walls of Death and
Yeah, well, that's why they stopped allowing that, was because apparently somebody during like a Bring Me the Horizon set or something got, you know, like messed up or
Yeah,
something.
someone got
and they were
trampled
like,
to
they
death
were
or
like, well, the
some shit.
band incited it, or you know, something like. I'm like,
it was Attila.
you
I
know,
think.
like here's my thing, man, is that no matter what kind of mosh pit you're going into, you don't just see a mosh pit and you've never seen one before. Like, you look at that thing before you go in. So as long
Yeah.
as you're a rational human being or something, then you should know. If not, then like, don't go. I get like, dude, and these aren't at small shows that this typically happens at. These are large scale events.
Yeah.
You know, people are going to see major
Festivals.
artists, festivals, or like,
just like most huge metal shows.
sure. Think about like, obviously, like, I own Randy Bly's memoir from being in prison. You know, the vocalist from Lamb of God that was arrested. You know, and obviously held for years.
The murder thing.
Yeah, you know, and it's like, man, you guys should seriously read that sometime.
It's crazy. I've listened to his interviews on like Jim and Sam and a couple different shows that I listen to where he's
It's the first I've
talking
heard of
about
it.
like going to jail and all this crazy shit.
It's like a nightmare story for an artist, you know, playing in a more underground environment that is like a show that was obviously more out of control than what the venue could handle. Mm-hmm. You know
don't
what I'm
have the right
saying? And like,
security.
he would literally told the guy to be off the stage, and he held him down on the stage and told him to stay the fuck off the stage in between his lyrical bits. He literally pinned him down and told him not to. And then the kid came back on stage and he ended up getting shoved and he fell off the stage. You know,
And then
it's
you hit
like,
your noggin,
it's
it's all
terrible that
over.
it happens, but it's like, dude, like, you can't be responsible for every grown adult person that is allowed into a venue's well-being.
100%.
You know, especially when, like, you know, he's by himself pretty much, you know, on stage.
And when
like,
then somebody's drunk and they're getting on stage, you don't know their fucking motivation for them jumping up on the stage. Like, you don't know what kind of crazy shit they're going to try to do to steal the show from you or try to hurt you or what the fuck
you don't
is
know
gonna
what
happen.
the fuck's gonna happen.
And you even see that in local shows sometimes. You know, some drunk guy will, it's happened actually at a couple of my shows, you know, and I always try and handle it myself, first of all, you know, if there's no security, you know, because, you know, most of the mid-sized to smaller venues, there's no hired security.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like if somebody from the bar, and if it's my show, I'm definitely going to try and make sure that the artists are taken care of, you know, so if some guy's being a drunk guy. So luckily, anything ever bad has happened, like, but that's definitely a very unwanted situation at any time.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. So I feel like this is a good time to get into our last segment, which we like to call Man to Man. So we're going to get sick and nasty in here. So I understand that you had a couple man-to-mans. I'd very much like to get into it, but I really want to ask first, would you rather have sex with your mom every single night for the rest of your life, and you also have to get her pregnant at some point,
I'm going to eat my
or
sandwich while
you're going to
Pat keeps
have
going.
schmagnog and scab-filled cereal for every single meal for the rest of your life as well. But let me make this a little bit easier, though. You only have to have sex with your mom once a week.
You
impregnate
went
her
from
at some point. But impregnate her at some point.
Yeah, at one point, you're not using protection while you're fucking your mom.
so it's not.
Well,
every
my
day
my
you
mother is like borderline elderly, so she probably isn't capable of bearing children any longer.
But she
I would
does.
still, I would still probably rather eat the scabs. You know, like, can I like add like hot sauce,
Schmagnog.
like anything?
Schmagnog.
Just schmagnog and scabs. Like, I can't put hot sauce on it. Like, at least
there's
give
sriracha
me
in the
some
schmagnog.
Cholula or something, man. You know, like I gotta have something.
You have the sriracha that I added in the schmagnog that you can add in it. So it will be a little spicy, but
I'll take the schmagnog. I'll take the schmagnog and scabs.
God.
Give it to me, all of it.
You want some more?
To me, all of it.
I can go downstairs and
Not
make some
today.
more.
I still have an option.
Would you rather? Would you rather that schmegnog be your only beverage of choice for the rest of forever, or the only food that you're allowed to eat is mayonnaise? I got him. I got him.
That man.
The
I'll
only
take
beverage, but any food you
Oh
want
my
with the
God.
schmegnog, or any beverage that you want, and this includes beer. So the only way that you could ever get drunk on any type of alcohol is if you pour rum into your schmegnog. And it has to be rum.
Patrick did put a little beer in it, so you'd have to drink an awful lot of it to get drunk.
Fuckload
There's
of
a lot
it.
of
Like, you're
butter.
gonna get sick as fuck before. Like, there's butter, there's relish, there's fucking Luke
Probably
scabs. are
die
probably in there.
before I can ever build up the tolerance to actually, get drunk off Smegnog.
But you can eat whatever you want. But with the other one, you can drink whatever you want, like anything. But you have to eat mayonnaise.
Can
as
you
your only
imagine your
food.
movements? Eating only mayonnaise? Like,
Just
would you
waiting
still
for you to
have
sluggish
movements?
fuck.
Would you still shit?
I think
Would it
that
be shit
just
or would
slide
it
right
be
out.
brown pee?
It would
It
be
wouldn't
brown
even be
pee.
brown.
pee,
It's
maybe?
you're eating white stuff. Like, are you even gonna shit brown?
It'd be pigmented by whatever else
It'd
you
be
put
very-
into your body.
It'd probably be very creamy. A very creamy poo.
What's your go-to, Will?
Soft serve.
Oh, scratching his beard on this one. You can even hear on the
Yeah,
mic where
I
he
heard
scratched
that.
the beard. Like, he's like, fuck, I don't know.
I have gotta do the Smegnog.
That's how much you fucking hate mayonnaise. Like, I'm talking no more beers for forever. No more
Schmegnog.
fucking of your favorite delicious beverage, like whatever it is.
Dude, I
Like,
would
it's a
die
hot
from
day.
starvation before I would eat mayonnaise for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but think about a hot ass fucking day. You just got done
And you just
running
had-
from
Like,
a bear.
dude, I would
and
rather
a dude
go eat
trying
branches.
to assault you with a knife. And like you
warm
need some,
glass of
you
schmegnog.
need some water, something to quench your thirst. And all you've got is this hot schmegnog that's been in a juice box in your pocket. And you're like, this is all I've got. And then like there's cottage cheese, like, and you're gagging. It's hot. You're out of breath. That's your life from now on, bud.
God.
You're into it. Over mayonnaise is the only. You can get all your nutrients from mayonnaise. Like you can sprinkle.
can't.
No, in this,
Yeah,
No
you do.
way.
in this world, you can. You
No
can.
way.
You can add protein powder and you can add vitamins, but it's still just mayonnaise. You can't flavor it. But protein powder, unflavored protein powder, and vitamins. So you have all your
Unflavored.
nutrients, antioxidants, anything that you need to sustain yourself.
Well, this
Yeah.
obviously wasn't made clear. I made this decision based on the fact that I was literally going to just like never take a right shit again. Like as long as I ingest protein, I can definitely take a decent poo.
Right. That's
You
fair.
know? I might get constipated, since I don't have enough fiber probably, but
So you're going schmegnog still?
I feel like you kind of enjoyed the schmegnog because you gulped that shit
I
quick.
feel like he was just trying to get.
well, I
done
wasn't
with
going to
it.
be a bitch and not drink it all, so.
You're a fucking man. Now you're a man. I have another one for you.
I've got one.
Yeah.
Dude, if I get to add the protein powder to the mayonnaise, I'll take mayonnaise.
Okay.
You're right. You got me to give in to mayonnaise, you bastard. I literally haven't I haven't eaten anything with mayonnaise on it in years. Like seriously, if I order a fucking sandwich somewhere and they put mayonnaise on it, I can't eat it unless I wipe it all off.
Do you want one of these spinach leaves covered in mayonnaise on my
No, I
plate?
will not.
Would you eat one on the air for us?
Just trying to
No,
be a
I
good
will not.
host.
No, I will not.
Okay.
Just trying to be a good host.
The nog was enough.
Schmegnog.
You've done enough for this show. We don't need to keep forcing him to do horrible shit.
Would you rather?
God,
Man,
never done this to anybody else.
Would you rather? Every time you say the word, any word with the letter O starting it, you get slapped by a homeless man. Or
Any word starting with the letter O?
any word starting with the letter O.
Does that include saying the letter O?
Yes.
Like, oh.
Yes. Like in astonishment or as a
Oh.
statement.
Slap him.
Oh, slap. He's coming. He's on his
He
way.
bursts through the wall like the Kool-Aid man. And
Yes.
just smacks you.
Oh, yeah.
Or,
You got any change? And then he throws up in his beard.
And you have to give him change. Let's
yes.
throw that in there.
Or,
I mean, you're already getting fucking slapped.
Yeah, I know. Let's up the ante.
or would you rather live in a world where insects were as big as your head? All of them. All of them.
Every single one was the same size.
All of them. Yes.
So like the ants are as big as the bees,
Yes.
and but like shit that is bigger than my head is only as big as my head.
Oh, no, they
Dude,
get
giant
bigger.
bugs?
They get even bigger. The
That's
weight of
fucked.
your head is added
You're talking
to
like
their
Goliath
volume.
beetles are literally like the size of a fucking plate, dude.
Imagine
Like that's definitely
spiders.
wider than my head.
The mass
you
of
know,
your
like-
head is applied into their already astonishing weight. It just amplifies their volume,
Their mass.
their mass.
Think of the scene
I'm a
in
human-
King Kong where they were stuck in the crevice. And
It's exactly like that.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that, actually.
Okay.
Would you rather live
giant
in that world?
mosquitoes.
Would you rather live in that world, or would you rather get slapped in the face whenever you said any
I'll
word?
take the bug world. I'll take the bug world because I'm a human being and I can figure out ways to protect myself.
What happens if a giant like head-sized mosquito?
I have to get slapped.
That's very trusting
you
of
know,
yourself.
Like I have to get slapped.
Do you?
I mean, I
feel-
own firearms.
So
you
do you
know,
feel
like-
capable in your own survival skills that you'd be able to feed and fend yourself?
No, but society would probably also be different, so I'd be more
Imagine bed
capable.
bugs.
Good point. Good
Oh,
point.
fuck. They would be under the bed or on top of the bed bugs. They wouldn't be in the bed.
Centipedes.
Imagine spiders. Do you like spiders?
Cockroaches.
I do like spiders. I've only seen a couple of spiders that have ever, like, freaked me out. Sometimes, like,
They're
if
all
I get
terrible.
startled, like, if I'm just like, oh, it's right there, like, it'll surprise. But, like,
What if
I
you were
don't
in your
mind
car
spiders.
and you just looked up and there's a spider the size of your head just chilling above you?
Yeah, I'd be like, "Wah!" I'm getting out. Break the window. Fucking whatever,
No, but you're driving 70 on the highway.
I'm barrel rolling, dog. I'll take some road rash.
It's over.
I'm scouring my ceiling when
All
I
right.
get in my car tonight.
He said he had some. I want to hear his.
Well, I got one more, and then
Okay.
I would like to get into it. So this is Rachel's. Would you rather eat a bowl of someone's popped blackheads or spend an hour in a bathtub full of whitehead pus? Either way, it's
Damn,
pus.
repeat that shit.
I will repeat. Would you rather eat a bowl of someone's popped blackheads, a whole bowl,
How big's the bowl?
big ass bowl,
Does it matter?
Good size description, Pat.
large salad bowl,
How big a sandwich would you like? A big ass sandwich.
a liter of cola,
Well, sir, this is Burger King, and big ass sandwiches is not part of our size descriptions.
or spend an hour in a bathtub full of whitehead puss?
I would
Pus.
spend the hour. I would spend the hour in the pus.
Me too.
For sure.
Me
Yes.
too.
Because I
That's
can
an
go
easy one.
shower or something.
Yeah.
Like got to.
The smell's gonna be horrible.
Ew, what would that
However,
smell
I can
like?
plug my nose.
But you'll become immune to that after a short time.
Yeah, like as soon
Like
as
after like 10 minutes or something, you think?
Maybe not 10, but definitely.
Would you
before
wash your
half of
hair with
was
it?
over. No, I thought I only had to get in the bath.
Well, you gotta like submerge
Do I have to?
yourself.
just come out.
Haven't you listened to the show? He always one-ups it.
Yeah, there's it never just
You have to
stops at the
submerge
original.
yourself.
This wasn't part of the original.
That's part of the deal.
That's how this thing works.
That's how it works.
Okay. Do I get to hold my nose?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you gotta. I mean, you'll suffocate. You'll drown in the pus.
Well, I thought I just had to submerge, so it's like a quick under and back.
You have
up,
to be
know?
like a full breath of air.
But then after you do it,
And
you have
open
to,
your eyes.
So I gotta
You have to
stay
open
under
your
for a minute.
eyes.
Enough for it to like infiltrate like all of my being.
Yeah, you have to open your eyes underneath it too.
Oh, Jesus
This went from just
Christ.
being into the pool to just
I have to open
submerging
my
to
eyes?
Now, like,
Fuck no.
And then when you get out, you have to lather the pus into
Can
like
I
a
put
shampoo.
any hot sauce on the blackheads?
No, you can have a
dude.
glass of
I like how you can put
schmegnog,
hot sauce on anything and make it better for you.
a glass of schmegnog on the side if you want to get the nasty taste out of your eyes or your nose and your mouth and your eyes.
It's
or
hardly an
whatever.
advantage.
Well, you have to pick.
I'll take the bath. I'll take the bath.
You're fucking disgusting.
I'll take the bath.
You're fucked. You're fucked.
Will, do you?
I just want a bunch of cum in my eyes.
it's basically
Me
what's gonna
too.
happen.
Will, do you like ranch?
I do not. I'm actually not a condiment guy much whatsoever.
Do you like honey mustard?
The whole reason that I eat food is for the condiments. I don't even care about the food. I just want the dipping sauce.
You don't like any? Like
no,
ketchup?
like obviously, like I do like some. Like I like hot sauces.
Schmegma?
You know, but like I
Schmegma?
don't put them on everything. Well, except schmegma.
Schmegma? You don't put schmegma on everything.
No.
So
I
what
don't put
minimums
schmegma
do you
on
have
everything.
for us, Will?
So definitely one that I wrote down that I wanted to ask Cody. This
Ooh.
was based off of a video that I saw in the group.
Okay.
Would you rather take a stingray to the dick?
Oh, Jesus. Like in the
A
dick hole?
stingray to the dick.
The whole stingray tail in my dick hole, barbs and all?
Like,
well, it maybe
probing?
like passed through.
Well, it's not a big dick, so it's not going to take much for it to... I need like a quarter of the stingray tail. They get pretty big, all right?
What's
Yeah.
that called again when you stick something in your dick?
Oh, sounding.
Yeah, sound your dick with a stingray tail.
Is that what you're going for? Or are you talking about just like hitting the side of it with the stingray tail? Like how
No.
are you?
So
in the
like
pee-hole?
in the video, it was stuck in the dude's dick.
Can we find
And
this
they couldn't
video?
get it out. It was in the
I don't
group.
I am.
How long
going-
It
ago?
was. It's been a while ago, probably
There's
like a
no way
month
we're gonna
ago
find
or
it.
less.
That sounds so fucking brutal.
Yeah, this
feel like
guy's
I
like
saw it.
on the side of the ocean, and there's like a stingray lying there. And
Did someone piss on it?
I didn't appear so.
And
no.
he just fucking.
there it is.
Oh no!
That was quick.
All right, let's see the man-to-man that you're talking about really quick.
My wiener hurts so bad right now.
Got Steve Irwin. Got Steve Irwin.
He is in actual agony right now.
Yeah. What the fuck, dude? Do you have to bring the stingray with you?
I would keep its tail
Like
like wear it
with-
around my neck for forever.
Yeah, like hold that shit.
All right. So stingray.
Think he got laid after that?
Well, you define it. Okay, you define the terms. It's your man to man. So does it go down the pee hole, or does it just go through the head, or what's
It
the terms of
splits
this?
your pee hole,
Ooh. Like an
I don't die?
overcooked hot dog.
but you don't die.
Can I still jerk off? Can I have normal sex?
Probably not.
God.
Probably not normal sex.
What if I take
mean, you
Scotch
can
tape?
still, like.
You can spin it around.
I can't sew my dick back together. It's just split for forever like a split tongue.
You can sew it back together, but that would be sad.
Can I at least move it in two different directions, like people when they split their tongue?
One half gets
Sure,
hard, the
sure.
other one's
I'll
soft.
give you that.
Okay.
Or snort smegma for an hour.
Dude, that's
Definitely
fucking
snort
gross.
smegma for an hour. I'm not splitting my dick in half. It's over. I'm gonna.
Smegma all in your brain cells.
Okay, I'm gonna do another fat old rail of smegma. But you know why? Because I'm saving my penis right now.
Your brain cells would be smegma
Could you
pretty
imagine,
much afterwards.
Yeah, you would
What?
have a smegma brain.
Could you
What do you
imagine the
mean?
drip from the schmegma? The fucking drip down the back
Yeah,
of your
it's gonna be
throat?
horrible. But you know what would be worse? Splitting my dick in two with a stingray
With a
tail.
fucking
I think you made
hatchet.
the right choice.
I think I did too. Like, what would you do in that scenario?
I
you-
would definitely snort the smegma.
for sure. I'm gonna go through with the fucking like I'm gonna throw up a lot.
Can I talk to the boy?
Would you rather cut your dick off or have sex with your mom?
Stop it, Pat.
I would probably cut my dick off.
Okay.
I really don't want to have sex with my mom, Pat.
That's cool. That's right. That's cool. Go on.
Luke, I wanted to ask you if you would let Mike Tyson fist your asshole repeatedly, or
over
if
for your bum
you
after that.
would fist Mike Tyson repeatedly in the ass.
I would easily fist Mike Tyson in the ass.
Yeah.
Easily.
What are the consequences of doing that?
Have you ever thought about this before?
Well, I mean, I'd assume he's willing, no? Or is he not willing is the twist?
I haven't contacted him.
Oh, you haven't? Well, okay. Well, if Mike Tyson's willing, he's probably gonna need me to chant something while I'm doing it. We're also probably gonna need lube. You know, he's a proud person, so I'm sure there's gonna be
No lube.
like champ involved. No lube.
No lube. Well, see, so you get lube going into
I
your
get
butthole,
Okay.
but he doesn't get, because I'm assuming his arms are bigger than yours. But
Significantly.
because it's raw, that's going to make him really angry. Like, he's going to be angry as shit, you know? So
Damn.
he's going to be fucking fighting you the whole way.
Can I
But you
spit on
have
it?
to continue to fist him.
Can I spit on it?
No, dude, it's like raw. Like, you have to just, like, force a man's asshole.
How many times? How many
Repeatedly.
times? But by repeatedly.
Repeatedly.
Like 4
Till
times?
finished,
Until he comes all over himself.
or till
and-
he poos all over my knuckles.
This is important, Luke. Or, well, you
Very
didn't think
important.
out your man of
I
minutes.
really didn't think out the time frame so well.
I
Let's just say until somebody goes splooge, either you or him. So you can be like jerking yourself off at the same time. Like that you're fisting him, so you can stop fisting if you like, you know, get done coming or whatever, you know, like.
Well, if
But same with him, so he could be a real fucking asshole and just like fist you forever, and you know, like.
well, I'm
Knock it
gonna
off.
go
Wear
with
Luke like a
forever.
fingerless glove for the rest of forever.
I'm gonna go with me fisting him first, just to save my asshole.
Yeah.
And
Good idea.
then if it's till one of us finishes, I'm going. If there's no chant involved, like he's not needing me to say something, then I might try to fucking go off into Wonderland to wrap it up. But if not, then I think I'm just trapped there, and I'll just fucking funnel my way in, and then I'll just go to town once I'm in there.
Jackhammer.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I've got the
Fair
strat.
enough.
Jesus fuck, dude.
Patricia?
Do you have any more?
Patrick, I had one for you as well, man. I wanted to ask you if you would rather let a Wolverine attack your junk.
My dick?
Like, attack your junk. Unprotected. It's just like ravenously.
What do you mean, like,
it's
maul
just
my
like
shit?
ravenously fucking up your genitalia.
Like, do I get to keep it? Or, like...
The genitalia, I'm assuming it's been eaten.
So no usage at all.
It's just
No
like a
dickhead left.
like you'll literally never be able to have sex of any kind.
How do
like
I pee?
it's just like you don't, dude.
You don't.
Like you have like a bag attached to you or something.
No,
like,
that's
it
the
took
last
some
thing I want.
severe like like progressive science, to figure out how to keep you alive so that you could pee. Like this Wolverine just fucked your junk up. Or you could base jump into a lake of cat shit.
Ooh.
What happens if I
And
do
you would
that?
literally have to wait until somebody pulled you out, so you would have to ingest it.
Like, what height am I jumping at?
I'm saving my wiener.
Yeah, I would jump in the cat shit for sure. But
Even
is
if
it
you
like-
had to ingest enough cat shit to potentially drown and someone had to save you.
It's fine. I'm gonna die.
yeah,
cat shit.
I think I'd rather have.
If I lost my wiener,
penis.
I'm losing my life too. Like I need my wiener. Like it's important.
What
It's
if
not
you
the
were
best wiener, but it's my wiener.
wiener.
It defines everything that makes me a man. And if you take that from me, I'll be in a depressive hole for the rest of forever
that
that I'll never
point?
escape from. So I feel like it'll never be the one where I lose my wiener.
what if you had to jump into the lake of cat shit not knowing if you would be saved or not? You might literally drown in a lake of cat shit and you were relying on Cody to save you.
Fuck.
To swim into a lake of cat shit and save your ass. To dive down
Well,
in the
first
cat
off, Cody,
shit
are you
and
willing-
pull you out.
Would you die for me?
God damn.
Would I die for you, Patrick?
Yeah.
I would die for me. So yeah, but probably
Fuck.
die for you.
Would you risk your life to save mine in cat shit sea?
Yeah, I mean, what would the risk be? Like it smells bad.
I die. That's what would happen.
But how does that risk my life by trying to save you?
I don't know. You drown in cat
I mean,
shit.
you might. Dude, that stuff's heavy. Like, once you go down, you might not come back
Might
up.
be like
And you're
quicksand.
dragging
Are you
his
saying
ass.
that cat shit is like quicksand? I don't
Yeah,
know if
this
that's how it
scenario
works.
it is. It's just cat shit.
You hear how
consistency.
callous
It's like
he was?
liquid cat shit.
How callous he was about giving your life up. He was like, but how does it endanger me? Like,
It
Well,
just
yeah, I mean,
does. Cat shit
fall-
sharks.
If Pat falls into a Sarlacc pit, I'm not like, maybe I'm gonna also sacrifice myself to the Sarlacc
Damn,
Boba Fett
dude.
lived. Boba Fett lived.
Yeah, I'm gonna live too and get my fucking revenge for you not saving my ass in the cat shit sea.
You know what? I'm not saving Patrick now. So it's over.
I mean, if
Oh,
you try to
shit.
save me though, I wouldn't. I
You have
wouldn't
to
try
rely
get
on me to
revenge.
save you. Like, what am I gonna do? Tie a rope to myself and hope that somebody?
Dude,
can...
I would jump in
Patrick.
an ocean of cat shit for you.
Patrick, your guys' terrible friendship aside, you need to answer this man to man.
I do the cat shit.
You do the cat shit.
I feel like Cody would help me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
could say that confidently on a podcast, but not in this scenario. Watching you drown in cat shit, smelling it. Like, Pat, I don't know. I love you, but
Cody!
it's
Cody!
pretty. No, it smells bad, Pat. I'm gonna stand up further back.
No, Cody!
No, I'm calling the rescue squirrels. They'll be here any minute now.
They clean up disgusting messes you don't want to deal with.
Dude, I don't know. This is sketching me out.
I'm throwing acorns at your head right now, Pat. The rescue squirrels will be here to save you anytime.
Go get 'em, champs.
They'll build a bridge of squirrels for you
I mean,
to
they might
pull
save
yourself
me.
out of.
I mean, I'm sure they're quick, right?
I'll reassure you that help's coming the whole time that you're dying. I mean, you'll feel like help's coming.
At least I'll be like hopeful.
They'll
least you'll
definitely
be-
save the acorns that he threw at you.
Yeah.
Then the squirrels just burrow through Pat and kill him,
Thanks,
eat him.
dude.
Oh.
I don't know. It's a tough choice.
I called the wrong squirrel number. No.
I'd still. I'd take my chances in the cat shit. You know, I feel like I might. I feel like I could pull through.
Then just literally having to live a life without a dick.
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Definitely.
it's over.
Definitely. What? Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like when you lose your dick, you get to become a woman now. Like you get a cool alternative. Nope, you just don't have a dick anymore. Like, and you're still a dude.
you
Sort
gotta
of.
raptor it
Like,
when you take a piss.
What if we changed the ante? Like what if the Wolverine like fucked your shit up but left it like so
Do I
like,
have a fighting chance?
that it worked? How about your dick still like works, but it's just so fucked up that no woman will ever have sex with you?
What? Can I jack off? Can I? I mean, there's a lot of important questions that need to be answered.
No,
Like, do I
can't
get
be jacked off
No
either.
sexual pleasure whatsoever,
Essentially,
ever.
but you still have a dick. But it's just like kind of fucked
But it's
up
like
looking.
looks like Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
It looks like a chewed up piece of bubble gum.
I don't want a
Dude,
maimed
Because
penis.
before you were gonna like die and have a bag, you know, and you're just like going out the sad way. Like at least now you get to live a full life. You just have a mangy ass looking a dick and a good story. You
Dude,
know, like,
I don't know. No.
or you could jump into the cat shit and
I jump
rely
into
on
cat
Cody
shit.
and the squirrels.
Cody, I believe you, Cody. I believe in you. Cody, I know you can save me in the cat shit ocean.
Sure, I can.
Cody smiles and rolls his eyes.
Well, we'll see.
He's
We'll
like
see what the squirrels have.
Yeah. Dude, this was such a fun episode. I'm so glad you came on, man.
It was.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming on,
man.
dude.
Where
I'm
can
very
we
glad
follow
as well.
you? Where can we follow you on social media?
You can follow me on Instagram. I believe it's Transplant Music Pro on Instagram, and also at Transplant Productions on Facebook.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Excellent.
those-
Be sure to check out that show on October 25th.
26th and
26th.
27th. I mean, for the price of, what was it, $14, you get fucking...
It's $5
It's
a night, right?
$5
Altogether,
the
I
first
mean.
2 nights and free the last night.
So for
$10
$10,
for
you could
shows.
see 14 fucking shows that are amazing. The last night's free. December 1st, get out there and go see some
Yeah.
fucking cool fucking bands up at Urban Artifact.
Don't
Check
be a
these
bitch.
venues out. Whenever you see Transplant Productions having a show, go and see it. It's going to be a great fucking time. Will, is there anything else you want us to drop before we get out of here, bud?
Not at all. You guys are great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for
Absolutely.
coming on, Will. Be sure to check out STC Podcast, boys. Check out Between the Covers. We got some stuff to announce next episode. Get excited for that, folks. When we got some stuff coming for the beginning of next year. Get excited for that, guys.
Good things. Good things. Thanks for sticking around, you bastards. All right, see ya.